unquote, as they put it. Project 1599, that's his thing, will make Cambridge Analytica look like a middle school science fair project. The Democrats will wish they had just allowed me to post my shirtless selfies and hipster coffee shop tweets. Oh god.
Good
He's
evening.
hilarious.
Good evening, Versa. Dudes.
Sam.
What's going on, Sammy?
I was gonna do a Joey Diaz and say what's up, cocksuckers, but I decided not.
Well, you just kind of did it now, so you know.
What's up, cocksucker?
What's up?
He does it better than I can, but hey, we're more.
It's like, what's up, I can't do his gravelly voice, but it's like, what's up, cocksuckers?
Well, the INFJ clan's all here.
Be careful with that word you use.
which one, INJF or clan? So
I'll let you figure that out.
well, here's the thing, I don't see FaZe Clan getting in any trouble. They're that like hipster, like clan living out gamer clan.
They're
that's
going
progressive.
after master in master bedroom, master cylinder. Just like give them some time, and they'll figure that one out too.
What's with the C? It's like how you can say people of color, but you can't say colored.
So my audience doesn't yet know that I've taken a personality test, which I still don't even know what that necessarily means. But like,
it's like a horoscope.
What did you get?
It's not a horoscope.
I'm an INJF, so apparently,
somebody's twerking on the stream, but continue.
It's not me.
Yeah, it's some crazy bitch twerking on the cops. Yeah, real classic.
In the stream. Oh, I've got to pull that up. But anyway.
Wait, what are you again? Sam, what are you?
I'm an INJF, whatever.
INFJ.
So
y'all are.
I'm an INFJ.
Funny enough, my girlfriend's an INTJ, which is basically us, but without the emotions, apparently.
Oh, that's great. That's nice to get to say about your girlfriend. Well, that's ironic, though, because, women, you expect them to be more emotional, but you're more emotional than your girlfriend. God damn.
I know we make jokes about it all the time, so it's okay. But no, I made it oversimplistic. But the INFJ is basically, because the only difference is the F and the T. And the F is feelings, the T is thinking. What that means is that, in general, when INFJs are making decisions or they're thinking about things or doing things, they tend to, I don't want to say act out of emotion because that's what it sounds like, but it's not really what it is. It just means that they tend to use feelings and emotions more when thinking about things. That doesn't necessarily mean they aren't logical people, but when they are doing some things, they tend to use their emotions more. Like for me, for example, when I want to think about something of what I should do, like, because people all jump like, oh, you got to do this right then and now. You got to do this. This is what you should do. I take a step back. I think about it, clear my head, and I make my decision. But when I do make that decision, like let's say I need to do something in public, I'll put a lot of emotion into it and passion to sell it well. So that's how the INFJ can work. Whereas the INTJ, which uses more thinking and whatnot, tends to look at things through a prism where they will pick the decision, they will make an action, they will say something, but there won't be a lot of emotional baggage in it. Even though they do have emotions and are emotional people like everyone and do like feel things, they don't really show it. And so they may come off as a little bit cold or a little bit rougher and more blunt when they really are that's just how they are. So if that makes sense, there's a better way to explain the difference, but like that sort of is what makes INFJs and INTJs very tight matches, is that they're similar but a little different so that they balance each other out. But
I need to find an INTJ then.
An INTJ, or I think it's an ENTP or something, like match really well with us. But I've heard like some say like other INFJs can work out well, like two
See,
INFJs
this is like
dating can work, but not
horoscope
always.
shit.
But
It's
but
not a
I heard
horoscope.
that I heard that the INFJs are rare. I don't
Yes.
understand why they're rare.
Well, not
They're
I
over
thought
here.
we
It's
see a
not.
lot.
They're less than 1% of the population, and they're rare
Wow.
because of the type of people. Okay, that was a stupid way. I was gonna say because of the type of people they are, but that's a stupid way of putting it. But
Dude, all of
it's
them are rare. Like, look at the percentage. You know, like how many of them are above like 1 or 2%? Like, you have a 4 variable, you know, dynamic going on.
no. There are
Alex,
some that are huge percentages.
Alex, what's your horoscope? Since you know, because I feel like there's certain horoscopes they try to call
He
everything a horoscope. So
he
when's your birthday?
he doesn't believe in it.
I just had my birthday the other day. It was end of August.
Oh shit! I
You're
see.
a Virgo. Makes sense.
Oh my God, you're a fucking Virgo. Jesus Christ.
Virgo. Actually,
See,
Virgos are pretty awesome.
I feel
Oh.
bad because normally I would remember your birthday because Facebook would tell me, but since you're you're in Facebook timeout right now, I didn't notify. I wasn't notified about that, so I couldn't wish you a happy birthday. So this is a very late happy birthday. Love you,
Just
bro.
take the excuse that you're a guy.
Hey,
Well, he's emotional though. You know, his
Oh yeah,
Don't
feelings.
feel-
You have
I'm in
feelings.
touch
Psychology
with my
horoscope.
emotions.
I have feelings.
I have feelings. Damn it.
It is interesting because like when we get into like debates, my girlfriend and I, which sometimes happen, I have to catch myself because she'll be there sometimes a bit. I mean, I think I'm calm. She says I'm calm, but like when we get into debates, like sometimes I can let the emotions get a little too much, and I have to kind of step it back and be like, okay, let's think. She always says it happens with abortion, but like
So
I don't know.
you're the one that cries during arguments, basically. Like, why are you?
The one that,
Why
the one
are
that
you
cries,
yelling at me?
the one that cries during
Stop.
sex.
Please.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a thing. Who the fuck can you imagine crying during sex? Like, oh my god, so good.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't feel like
I
I'm that
would-
emotional though.
You know what I would love to? I would love to do like one of those, like I'll never have the ball. I will never have the balls to do this, but like during sex one time,
Oh, no.
I want to be able to do like MacGruber voices. Has
Oh my
anybody seen
God.
MacGruber?
yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
and then it makes like
Just wanna see
weird
voices?
faces while you do it. Like, just to see a
Yes.
just
Yes.
to see the reaction. Like,
Maybe you should practice that with somebody you don't like that much.
Yeah, find that like
Yeah.
stalker. Yeah.
yeah, like I
Stalker thought.
still but that means I would have to go out with a liberal, and I really fucking hate them.
You've done it before.
So-
You can do it again.
Use a condom.
Take 'em to-
Yeah,
Hey,
I would need more than I would probably need a condom on top of a condom on top of a condom. And I'm probably still gonna need to go to the doctor the next morning. I don't know.
No, you need to use a
Hey.
trash bag.
hey, don't knock a boy before you try it. Apparently that's what Rex Jones is doing. Sleeping with
What? Alex Jones' son is using like triple layer condoms.
He's probably selling those now. Wars.
Rex
Break the conditioning.
Rex Jones is like, Rex Jones for like the past 3 days has been like, I'm sleeping with the enemy, but they don't know it yet. So
Dan, I'm happy you brought that up. I saw where Alex Jones is single.
No, he's
Yeah.
not. No, that's
He's not
fake
married.
news. No, when I was at the at his after parties at CPAC, he was with a hot blonde.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that was a while ago too.
Yeah,
I
he's-
don't think he got married, so who knows?
Well, yeah, but
probably-
he's dating her. He's seen her.
Is he still dating her?
I would think so.
I don't know.
Donnie,
Maybe Donnie has some
Donnie
insight.
wants
I had to make sure the woman wasn't affiliated with the Chinese government at all.
No, I just feel like most people are like married or something. I'm not interested in Alex Jones like that. But I noticed like
Yes,
it
you
said
are.
he wasn't married.
Oh, you know, you could get some of his
But he has, like,
InfoWars
4
merchandise.
kids, though. He has 4 kids, though. I can't.
He was married once and then or twice, I think, actually. And the one he's with right now, he keeps it more private than I think the previous ones, it seems like, but he was definitely with someone, and I don't know if they're still together. I would think they are. He seems to be in a happy place, so let's
Her
hope for the
fake breasts are actually satellites that intercept the brainwaves and deliver them to the Chi-Coms.
Dude, could you imagine like dating Alex? His vetting process is probably like, all right. He's like, so have
Hey,
you been
you
to
guys,
California
I
the
have a
last 4 years? Have
question.
you gone to that
What's
grove?
up?
Yeah, what's up, Donnie?
So, like, why did the left think that it was going to work? And, like, why did they use a strategy on Trump trying to, like, say he was bashing the military, even though he loves the military?
Yeah, that thing really pissed me off. So like they made
Yeah.
up this like
Yes.
it's like the PP Gate shit, you know? Make
Yeah.
a complete bullshit story. Even like when his enemy John Bolton, who like hates his guts, even says no,
Defended
that
him.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know they're full of shit. And it doesn't even make any sense. Like, oh, he didn't go there because they were like losers and like crybabies. And like here's the thing, like World War One, like that was a shitty war. Like what. And to be fair, like why did we even enter that? I don't know. Like who was the good guys in that? I don't know. It was a whole clusterfuck. And
But
it led directly to World War II. But he would never say like American soldiers were crybabies and like pussies and stuff. That's not something Trump would do.
And that's the thing I was going to segue to earlier, because when we're talking about like his support for the cops and the cops supporting him, this fake news story is a clear shot of InfoWars. And I'm not talking about InfoWars, the like actual like fucking Alex Jones.
Right, the brand.
Right.
Like it is this is classic information warfare.
Fair.
This is not a news story. This is not some big expose discovery. No, this is a deliberate, strategic fake news hit piece that either this reporter genuinely believed and was so fucking stupid and ran with it, or a Democratic operative slipped her this story or blew it up more than it
Well,
should, because it
I
is
believe it's the
ridiculous.
second option
Mhm.
because of the why did Biden already have an ad ready
This is a
like right away, right after
Yes,
that,
yes.
and he's
And
meeting with people and talking to them like,
I'll give you some insight too from the inside. The campaign was really, they knew what was up and they acted quickly. Like I don't know how many like they have, both sides have eyes and ears on each other. But we had to quickly react to this. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything more than that, but I will just say that we had a big task we were given, and we had to act fucking like fast. And I mean like in a few hours, like 2, 3 hours. We had to react and help our man out because they saw this coming. They saw this building like overnight, and we had to jump on it. But the what they're trying to do here is fracture his base, because they know this is what's happening to them. They know the progressives are against them. They know that these riots are not working out because all of a sudden
Hold up. You mean that the radical leftists know that the progressives are against them?
no, the DNC knows that the progressives are against them, and the Joe Biden establishment. And look, these riots been happening. They've been cheering it on, and then until their poll numbers start dropping, and even their bullshit polls, their rigged polls, their numbers were dropping. So all of a sudden, Joe Biden's out campaigning. All of a sudden, magically, when there's a big change like that, that means something's up. Something's going wrong. You don't just shift like that out of nowhere. They're reacting to something, and they're reacting to their poll numbers going down. So they know they're in trouble. They know this is fucking up. And so they say, okay, we got to put Biden out there. We got to get him campaigning. We got to show that he's presidential. And now we need to go on the offense and destroy Trump's base. And so what are they attacking is one of his strongest supporters, which is the vets. They see that Trump has strong support among vets, strong support by the cops, especially during these riots. He's the law and order military commander in chief. And so what do? They go, all right, let's show that he actually hates veterans. Let's show he actually despises them. And it's a strategic, deliberate hit. I mean, it can't be more clear. And they
Sean,
failed miserably at it.
that makes sense why they use Pete Buttigieg recently,
Yes.
because apparently he's from the military, and he was trying to divide our base, saying, "Are you a McCain Republican or are you a Trumpican Republican?" And you have to choose and decide what kind of Republican you are. And I was just like, "You're trying to mess up our base. It's not gonna work. That strategy is not gonna work." But
Yeah.
that they knew it, but that was gonna just add a little sauce to it because Pete was trending. That's the only reason why I knew about this because I don't look at Pete anymore.
When I heard about this story, and I didn't pay a little bit enough attention to it until I saw like building and building, but you notice, like Alex was saying, even Bolton, fucking Bolton, who's a traitorous, lying piece of scum, was like, yeah, Trump never said that. Everybody quickly said never said that. But why are even the neocons and all these other people saying this? Is because they know this is a strategic hit to divide the Republican base and to either convert vets to buying sports, which is a fucking like big ask, or just keep them home. And they
Well,
It's
know
not gonna
that
work.
puts them in
It's not gonna
jeopardy.
work.
so
No,
he,
Well,
it
no,
isn't.
so he.
Trump need
Oh, go ahead, Alex.
Trump needs to go on the offensive about this because they've been painting, Trump supporters and Republicans as conspiracy theorists. But what happened with this, not only was it spread by the fake news media, but this was spread by the Biden campaign. Biden specifically commented on this.
Yeah.
I want to see Biden apologize for that. Get on his knees and grovel. And I want, I need people on the right to go basically call it the left for what they are, conspiracy theorists. They are hypocrites, and I haven't seen anyone call the left out for this.
Well,
What
I
happened?
well I will say this. I don't know if you guys saw this earlier this week, but Glenn Beck has not only admitted that he was wrong, for basically like starting Never Trump.
Sam, hold on, Sam. Do you forgive him now? Because you told me you would not forgive him.
Yes, I have finally.
Oh,
I have finally made amends with Glenn Beck.
oh, great.
So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say sort of. I have, but basically, here's what happened. So, Glenn Beck basically came out and said earlier this week that not only was he wrong about the Trump in terms of policy, but also, I guess Glenn's dad died earlier this year, and Trump actually called him and said something to the effect of, hey, look, I know we don't always agree on stuff like politics wise, but I'm sorry that your dad died, and if there's anything that you need me to do, just let me know. So Glenn basically said that in terms of like personality too, that he was wrong about Trump. And so that relates to the military thing because basically Glenn Beck basically called out like all of the other Never Trumpers out there who are like now, I guess, going along with this whole Trump hates the military thing, like Bill Kristol.
Fuck that guy.
And basically like calling them out on this shit. So yeah, like
They're not Republicans. They're
What?
not Republicans.
like when you've got John Bolton and Glenn Beck who hated Trump initially for saying, and they're saying that he never said any of this stuff. Yeah, that's all you need to know. So.
Look, that's another thing, and keep it. Let's put this into broader perspective here too. This president Donald Trump, he's actually anti. Like I don't want to say he's anti-war, but he's against war. Like he's against like war unless absolute unless it's an absolute necessity.
He's
and
against
that goes
he's against
that's
the endless
going
wars.
right. But yeah, and I mean,
He hasn't
he's
started a war.
pro-military. He's pro-military, but he's really like not pro-war. Like unless
Yeah.
it's absolute, like it's an absolute fucking necessity. And this goes against not only the Democrats, but it goes against a lot of establishment Republicans too, because this is a group that has made a whole lot of money off of the fucking these two endless wars that have been going on for a long time. And so I think this is part what's driving this narrative. Like he's trying to get these. Look, I'm a veteran, right? I've got friends that are in DC, right? They tell me stories about how this guy, about how President Trump would go, that he would end meetings, like really important meetings, to go to Andrews Air Force Base to be able to greet a fallen soldier, right? As soon as they land in Andrews, right? Or like he'd wake up and he'd like right before he was supposed to go to bed, like he doesn't go to bed until late, right? But even then he'd like get a call and it'd be like, and like he'd be in his PJs or something like that, and it'd be like, nope, I gotta go, right? This is a person that immensely cares about the military, has a high regard for the military, and it's like, and it's like, these people are shooting us like who you look at who's making these fucking complaints. It's like the names that are being circulated around are General Kelly, of course he fucking hates Trump. General McMaster's, of course he of course he hates Trump. There's a whole lot of other like military people that are like that aren't like, I mean, there's an agenda. There's an agenda there. And you know, we're dealing with a cultural change in our military, and a lot of these establishment people aren't ready for it.
Well,
they're just not ready for it.
Well, here's the other thing too, and this is not me being a conspiracy theorist, but if you look at who the people are who are bashing Trump for supposedly being anti-military, look at who their special interests are, because I bet you anything that if you look into these guys who are criticizing Trump, you'll find names like Lockheed Martin, Bose Allen Hamilton, you know, all of the military, basically all of the military industrial complex, you know, corporations that manufacture, you know, weaponry and whatnot for the military. You know, the war machine, as Tulsi Gabbard calls it. They're the ones who hate Trump because they're not making profits during this, you know, time. And oh God, I sound like a libertarian, I know, but you know, they're not happy with Trump right now. So.
Oh no, I mean the neocon warmongering establishment hates Donald Trump. I don't care what people say. Oh, he bombed Syria. Yeah, get the fuck over it. He hasn't started a single war. He has defended the country and he has destabilized and brought peace to the rest of the world. We haven't started a war in Syria. I told people that when it happened, but yeah, reactionists on the right, they were freaking out. And one thing too to remember is that Donald Trump didn't just start liking the military when he ran for president. He didn't just start caring about vets when he ran for president. He has done so much for veterans long before you probably even dreamed of running for president. He saved the Veterans Parade in New York. He's donated lots of money to them. This is a strategic fake news hit on him. It's information warfare. It's trying to divide the base, and it's not going to work. All he has to do is say what Alex said, which is demand Biden apologize for smearing veterans and for lying about veterans, and also talk about his accomplishments, like he did with the Access Hollywood tapes, which was his lowest point of campaign. He he said, "Look, it's locker room banter," but he went immediately on reframing it to actions. It's this is again, they're always trying to get him with words, so that's always the thing with Trump is they always try to think we're going to take him down for things he said. Trump always is about action. That's what people like about him. So all he has to say is that these are fake news. This is fake news. This is smearing veterans. I have done more for veterans than any president. I've reformed the VA. I've saved lives. I haven't started a single war. I've been pulling troops home, and I've been caring for veterans more than you people have. It's all he's got to do. And there's video to show, like when he's been at I think it was when he was at Arlington, he was like interacting with this little boy there and all these other things are just beautiful imagery. You just got to focus on that and get a bunch of veterans to show support for you because they do. And I mean, he's rebuilt the military too. I mean, he could just go on and on and on. It is such a stupid smear piece, and he just has to hit back at it real hard. And that's what he's doing. And it'd be interesting to see what happens on Monday when you have your press conferences and all that, how he hits back. But this
Trump
sort of shit is just it's a total failure on the Democrats' part, and this is why. And we'll have some prediction maps that we can all play with. If you guys made your maps, I'll post mine. But this is why I think another reason Trump landslide is actually going to happen.
Trump had a brilliant campaign ad today during the Kentucky Derby that I actually saw because I watched the Kentucky Derby. He had an ad basically where he was where
That's a redneck.
well, I mean, I do live in Florida too, which is not too far from Kentucky. So, and
No, I'm laughing. I'm just joking.
but the ad was basically of a the widow of a fallen police officer, and she was talking how Antifa has basically like defaced the National Police Monument, and how Joe Biden has basically stayed silent about the violence against police and military. It was a very short ad, but it was very effective because it got the point across, basically, that Joe Biden doesn't care about, police, about, about police widows or, those who have been lost in the line of duty or in the military, for that matter. And people say, oh, yeah, well, he lost his son, Bo. And it's like, yeah, but,
He
what do
always
I...
uses that all the time.
And it's like, well, that's even more of a reason, to be respectful of the military. Then I just don't get how people still use that excuse. So
Yeah, and the other thing too I'll mention actually, when you mentioned Joe Biden, when I was out today going door to door, I ran into a guy on his porch that he served in the Navy 4 years and loves Trump, and his son serves in the Secret Service. And he told me, he said his son can't tell him a lot of things, but he said basically that if you knew what he knew about what really goes on with Obama and the Clintons, especially, and the Bidens, you would be just absolutely disgusted, like beyond disgusted. One
well, I
thing
mean,
his son confirmed, which was apparently a public story or like rumors that spread around. I may have heard this, I'm not sure. Because it sounded kind of familiar. Biden has a place in Delaware and he has a pool there. And the Secret Service, they have to protect him, so they stand by the pool when he swims. And there are men and women in the Secret Service there protecting him. And they said every time he swims, he comes out butt ass naked
Oh
in
God.
front of women There are Secret Service women there. Jumps in the pool like it's nothing, and then comes
Yeah, I
out
heard that too.
like it's nothing.
Well, see, that's something like I could see that being like part of his dementia. Because I was talking to my grandfather one day, and he was telling me back in the day, at like the boys and girls clubs, and like that's what they used to do is they'd swim naked, like butt ass naked in the fucking pool. Like it'd be all men in the one pool, and then the ladies would have their own pool.
That's so
Now,
fucking weird.
I don't know why they did that. I think it was like bathing suits back in the day weren't great or something. But allegedly, there's some truth to that, and I could see this being like a form of regression mentally,
Could
or
be.
just strip perversion. But I'm thinking probably more regression with his mental state.
Well, another
Speaking of
thing.
go
what
ahead.
was it? Oh, I was gonna say one last thing. Oh, there's a Black Panther guy in this car right now. What the fuck? One last story that this guy told me was that his son knew somebody that worked with the Clintons, and I've heard stories about the Clintons, but um, he said that whenever the whoever they're protecting is in a private room, they are not supposed to look into it or anything. But Hillary was in a private room with someone or something doing something. I really don't know what, but
Sucking their blood.
probably demons, satanic demons.
Was it
And
daytime or nighttime?
I think this was actually nighttime, so
Yeah.
you might be right. And they heard like a noise, and so like
Fire.
wondering like what's going on. Yeah, zag to it. And she then comes out, and so out of concern, they just go, they either said like, "Good evening, Madam First Lady," or "How are you, Madam First Lady?" And she replies, instantly snapping at them, "If you ever fucking say anything to me ever fucking again, I'll get you fucking fired. You hear me?" And that was the end of it.
Wow.
I've
And she's a Scorpio too. She's crazy. She's one of those crazy
You're the
Scorpios.
horoscopes now.
But she's born on October 26th.
Dude,
I mean,
Scorpios and Pisces, man, you gotta look out for those two.
the
Wait,
water
she's born
signs.
October 26th. I thought it was fucking like Halloween.
I'm born on October 8th.
I'm October 23rd.
Shit.
So you're a Libra.
I've heard stories from the Secret Service that allegedly during the Clinton administration that sometimes like the Secret Service would be confused on who to protect because I guess one time Hillary was like coming at Bill with like a frying pan or something, like a literal frying pan, and
It's crazy.
and they didn't know what to do because obviously they're charged to protect the president, but also it's the first lady, and also he was bopping everyone who who wasn't Hillary basically.
Oh yeah, I've heard those stories too, that they would throw shit at each other, like furniture, and like get mad, like yelling matches. And apparently, like on election night, when Hillary found out she lost, they said she was like through the roof.
Yeah, that's all
Like,
the demons fucking leaving her body when she realized she's not gonna be the leader of the free world.
Did you guys
Like they-
see the video of her and Bill Clinton today? Where he looked like he just wanted to shoot himself just sitting there listening to her?
Probably
Oh,
every
God.
day though.
That's true. Did y'all see the one that has been viral today?
I wouldn't
No,
surprise
I
me.
did not.
It wouldn't surprise me if you told me that every day Bill Clinton wakes up and he looks at himself in the mirror with a gun in his mouth and he's in tears like, "Oh, you big fucking pussy, do it." No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised.
I'm gonna look this up.
I remember back in the day, and this was back like 20 years ago. During the whole Lewinsky thing, Rush Limbaugh had like a whole bit like, "Well, I can't exactly blame Bill. Have you seen Hillary?" So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's the thing too. I think that's why people were kind of cool with it, because they're like, married to that bitch. I don't blame him.
Oh
Also, check this out, Nuance Bro. This is funny. Somebody had an oopsie during these riots, and so he had some music to it. Oh man, I'm gonna look up that Hillary or that Bill video. That Bill Clinton. Oh, how about these Trump boats sinking on a parade on Lake Travis?
I will say that's in my state, right? I
Yes,
just feel
Texas.
like that was weird because they've had, them everywhere else. They've been fine. It could have came from the storm, or Antifa messed with the boats because they know what's going on. I mean, they show up everywhere we show up, so it's
Yeah.
like I feel like they tampered, and I kind of hope they did tamper so they can go to jail, prison, whatever. Like attempted murder because like what was your intentions of doing that? So and then the liberals on Twitter have been celebrating it, which makes me also feel like, they did it.
All right. I got a question for y'all, okay? So if you go on if you're going on Tinder, I don't know if you go on Tinder or not, but like say
Not
you go on
anymore.
Tinder, right?
No, everyone else
And
has a
somebody
boyfriend,
says
girlfriend.
well, and if you show up, right? If you see her picture, right? His or her picture, and you're like, all right, and then you show up, and then you see them in real life, and they're nothing like they are in that picture. Is that a
Catfish.
total buzzkill?
Catfish.
All right. So, you know, so maybe I did a little Tinder hunting. Okay, maybe I did a little Tinder hunting this
I'm
week.
on the
Okay,
hunt. I'm after
right?
you.
Bound
Just
to the
saying.
well.
Look, and there it is, right there. Bam. So that fit picture pops up, right? And I look at it. I'm like, look, she's a professor.
She's in your
Okay,
age range.
black. Look, black as fuck, eyes like a truck, right? Right. Hey, I'm into that sort of thing. I'm like, hell yeah, right?
Who's like,
Oh,
are
swipe
you
right.
are you hold on,
I'm
Phil, hold on. Are you
up,
Team Swirl?
huh?
Are you Team Swirl or something?
I am all about. I'm
Swirl.
all about that chocolate cake. But anyway, so I swipe right, and then you swipe right, and you swipe right, and then you start chatting or whatever, right? And you're talking a little funny, she's talking a little funny, things pop off, right? And then she's like, "Hey, let's hang out," right? And I'm trying. Look, I'm trying to wreck that truck like an Asian person, right? And
Oh my god.
look,
Fuck
okay, but I'm saying, look,
Oh shit!
you got to understand where I'm coming from, right?
Disavow.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get the chocolate cake.
Disowned Phil. We've
I'm-
disowned Phil.
I'm trying to get that chocolate cake, right? Look, you got see this through my lens, okay? Look, so then you meet them, right? And like so you meet them, and can we pull up this other picture here?
Oh yes, yeah. Let's get the before and after person.
Right. So I agree to meet her, and then this is the picture that comes up. Right, go ahead.
Oh my god. Not
see-
what I expected.
See, look now, like this upsets me. This upsets me a lot. Okay,
Can we put this on? Can we put this on stream so that the people know what we're referring to?
well, no, hold on. Let's
Where'd you
let's
post it?
hold on.
It
Hold on.
is.
We're getting there. Look, so obviously, like when you go up there, obviously it's offensive because obviously she's not black, right? You look at the hair; it's not like
Wait, is she
there's not
blackface?
like that. Look,
Oh
we're getting
my
there,
gosh, you
right?
pulled a
Yeah,
Jessica Kruger.
yeah. Look,
Where are
look,
you seeing this picture? I don't see this picture.
look.
It's
You
on the
see it?
screen.
It's on the
On
screen,
YouTube.
right?
On YouTube.
So obviously, she's pale. She's pale as fuck, right? But the thing that upsets me the most, right? The thing that really, really upsets me the most is where's her ass? Right?
I knew you were gonna say
Where is
that.
this
I knew
woman's
it.
ass? Look, I'm looking for chocolate cake. There's no chocolate cake, okay?
I see it
There's
now.
no chocolate cake to be had.
He's looking for a dumpster truck.
I'm looking
that a
for
man?
size like a truck. I'm looking for size like a truck. I'm looking for chocolate cake. There's no chocolate cake.
She
You
does.
know how pissed that makes me? Okay? That is false advertising. Should be against the fucking law, right? It's
She-
the
Did she
damn
tell
law.
you she was black?
She
Did she
did-
tell you she was black?
Look,
Oh, she's Rachel
been
Dolezal
blabbing
on you.
She's been blabbing it for apparently she's been blabbing it for years. Okay. And you know, and so I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna get some chocolate cake. Comes to her and find out there's no chocolate cake to be had.
It's
Okay.
Well, it's
vanilla.
white
Very
chocolate.
upset.
White chocolate.
I
No,
can't
it
even
is
tell.
vanilla.
Sold it. Look, I was driving there. I was driving to this book signing with the hope that there was going to be some chocolate cake. I was
No,
Jones
Phil, you
chocolate
racist.
cake.
You,
I wanted
Phil's
chocolate
racist
cake.
against
Damn it.
Phil's
What
racist
if she
against white
was-
people.
What if she was transracial? You know, did
No, I
you
mean,
ask her that?
Look, it's gone. Okay, it's gone.
Culture
All right,
appropriation.
the whole thing is gone. Right? Okay. Like, look, but look, but look at the picture. There's no ass. Look, there's back, there's legs, nothing in between. Right? It's back, legs, nothing in between. You could
Flatter than Nevada.
You could put a chessboard on where the ass is supposed to be, and the pieces would not move at all. Right?
Or the
Oh my God! Did you see
Right.
Jason's comment?
There's
She has a disease called no-assitis.
Yeah. Like, look, I mean, it's like, look,
comment
she's
of the
gonna,
night.
she's gonna need to do bun busters just to say she doesn't have an ass, right? It's almost like a negative ass. Like you got to do ass exercises just to say you have no ass.
It's a regressive ass.
It's very upsetting. Okay. Yeah, yes, this is from my point of view, right?
What the fuck? She's holding a book to you. It says,
Okay, no, okay. Okay.
Static.
All right. Okay, the joke's over. This woman is Jessica Krug, right?
Okay,
And-
doxing someone.
She's no, she said
No, the CNN
no,
did that
no.
already.
right. It'd be joking, but no, she said she's she said she admitted to pretending that she was black, right? She pretended to do it. She admitted to doing a Rachel Dolezal, right? So, and that book, I think she wrote. Did she write that book? I don't know.
She looks like
Maybe
she
her black
did.
friend wrote it for her.
Yeah.
So, so yeah. Also, Static Void in the
By the way, I put 51. She's not 51 years old, but
Well, you know,
but
she could be like Elizabeth Warren. She might be like 1,000 black.
right.
You never know.
To be
I
fair.
want to say I think she's like 38 or something like that. But I put 51 on there because she would have been born in 69. That was my joke. That was my joke. It's corny. It was not funny. Whatever. But
required some digging there.
yeah, I was creative. I was creative. Okay. But yeah, the seats
That
lied.
was good, Phil. That was good. That was the best joke I've heard all week.
I told him that. I was like, dude, this was clever. The Tinder thing was clever.
Look,
I just think it's hilarious that black people are so oppressed, and we have people pretending to be black and they're successful, and making money off of this. It's just like crazy to me.
she's
As funny as your joke is, I will say the headline for this is it's up there. It's quality. Professor Jessica Krug admits she lied about being black. So what'd she say? Quote, I cancel myself. How
Did
can
she
you
get her
self-cancel?
scholarships for being black? I'm curious about that because I'm kind of curious about people who say they're black and then they get the affirmative action or they get some kind of scholarship for being black.
well, I mean, if Elizabeth Warren got some hookups for that sort of thing, I mean, I'm sure she did too. I mean, it's not out of the question.
It's not too out of the pale here.
right.
But I didn't.
You said
guys-
pale. Boo.
I did wanna ask you
I'll
a
be honest,
question.
that was a totally unintended pun. I'm not even kidding. That was actually unintentional. No, not saying that ironically.
It is funny because you said pale as in comparison to her pale skin.
Hey,
didn't
what
ask
can
you
I
a
say?
question,
I
I
am
just asked them.
naturally talented with
Mhm.
puns.
Mhm.
What are you saying, Donnie?
I wanted to ask y'all about something. I tagged you guys. You can, if you want to pull it up or something.
The answer, Donnie, is yes. I like boobs. Oh wait,
You say yeah.
that wasn't your question.
Look, I you know, I do. You got to have the right proportion. That's my thing, right?
She has boobs.
You got to have the
This
right proportion.
Rachel Dolezal 2.0.
I'm sure. Look, and that's another thing, right? And that's another like, okay, so if you're going to compare her to Rachel Dolezal committed to it way better than this.
She
Than this.
doubled down.
Like she really, I'm pretty sure she probably got butt injections or something. Like she
Did
worked.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did y'all hear the article I was telling you about?
I
No.
didn't see
Oh
it.
my goodness. I tagged you guys with Matt. I'm sorry, it's Meet Scott Wiener. That's why I'm calling him Wiener. Senator, he's a senator for California, and he's pushing this bill where
Oh, I
it
see it now.
basically protects people who are pedophiles. Like if there's a younger age for consent with like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
And he's saying that conservatives are attacking it because it's about gay rights, but it's not. It's about being,
Being
a monster.
pedophile. Yeah.
I love how we bring that up when we're talking about this.
Isn't this the same? Isn't this the same asshole that was like, that helped pass the bill that said you didn't have to disclose to your partner if you have HIV?
Oh, I don't know.
I think this was the same guy. This was the same guy that, like, yeah, because they passed that shit in California. So in California, they passed that shit too. I think they at least were trying to push that shit where you don't have to disclose to your partner if you have HIV, which is fucking nuts, right? Like, like, how are you gonna like this? This is I mean, obviously, HIV is something like with medication and treatment or whatever, you could still live a normal, healthy life, but it's still a fucking deadly disease.
When
Like,
it's permanent, you don't get rid of it.
permanent, yeah. And like, yeah, it's like California's fucked. I'm just gonna end it with that. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
I just can't believe they're pushing something like this, like, and then trying to tell the public, oh no, they're trying to attack, gay rights. That's not what this is about. And I know that there are people who follow them or don't read or look into anything, so they're just gonna believe them.
Is it sad that it doesn't surprise me at all?
Oh, I'm not surprised either, but it still makes me angry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it does to me too, but it's like I don't know, like if there's anything that's happened to me more than anything else in 2020, it's that like nothing crazy shocks me. Nothing. And like
No.
when something does surprise me, that's when I gotta step back and be like, whoa, this is some serious shit if it surprises me. I mean, like seeing Professor Jessica Krug admit she lied about being black, I'm like, oh, another one? Wow. Here we go again. This is this is 20, this is our year.
You know what's sad is now in 2020, I'm more surprised when good stuff happens. So
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, so in California, when they tell you like one of their slogans is "Dream Big," so I think this is what they were meaning when they said "Dream Big," right? They want to pass things
Yeah, serve
where
Satan.
you get to fuck kids, right? And it's completely legal, or or it's a slap on the wrist punishment. Like, oh, you want to bang the kid in the ass? Here you go, slap on the wrist. Go out there and be somebody, right?
Bill's pissed.
It's disgusting shit.
It is. It's so evil. And I know people personally who have been treated like that as children, like by their own family. This is not okay. It does mess with people.
Yeah.
So why does the left want or at least some parts of the left, because this is not a mainstream thing. But why is
Because
a
people are getting
significant?
busted. People
Well,
are getting busted, and Pizzagate and everything. They're getting busted, and now if they can make it legal,
well,
it will protect certain people. Why is this happening in California,
I mean,
Hollywood, pedophile hood?
well. Honestly, I think it's because the progressives are like sick and fucked in the head. I mean, really. Um, you look at some of the crazy shit that's going on in California. It's like, no, you look at it and it's like only an insane person does this sort of shit. Like crazy people, like mentally unstable fucking
Demented.
people only do the shit that they do in progressive California. It's like insane, right? You get like, no, this is like, people like you got people that are homeless and with needles and shitting on the streets and shit like that. Like, look, it's like, no, you got all this you got drug use up the fucking wazoo over there. You've got like you got little kitty fuckers over there that are like just it's like it's a the place is fucked. Like the state is fucked. I'm glad I left it as a child when I did. Holy fuck, was I blessed. Oh my god, I can't imagine fucking
Hey,
living
But I guess
longer than
I
I did.
was,
Holy fuck.
I guess I can pivot, but like I only had like one other thing that I wanted to address,
Mhm.
and I was like, not actually, I didn't want to at first, but Phil was like, you should probably talk about it.
Yeah.
I recently exposed a vlogger who's a black vlogger
Mm,
on YouTube,
Mhm.
and he's from YouTube, and I exposed him on Twitter.
Mhm.
He was talking about some Wonder Bread, but he was talking about Ivanka, and I call that racist because Wonder Bread, you think of white, right? White bread, and he called me out. Was like, oh, I meant it's spelled Wanda bread, and he told
Yeah.
me that he
Hey.
wasn't being racist. He was just being funny. And then one of my followers said, she looked it up, and Wonder Bread is a a racist term for white people.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so what happened is he responded like 2 times, then he jumped onto his YouTube channel with its 80,000 subscribers and made a whole video bashing me. And at first he had a clickbait title. He's like, his name, and he said destroys black Trump supporter. And I'm not saying his name because he would need more clout. He got a lot more followers because of me, but like anyways, on Twitter. And so he did that, and then to this day, it was like a week ago, they're still trying to like harass me on Twitter and on Instagram. And the guy, his audience, like I honestly think these bitches wash paper plates in the dishwasher. Like that's his audience.
do they sort their foods by color too?
they they spend their days chewing on the Amazon box. All right. Well, yeah, like look, it's if you look at it like you're talking about Wonder Bread. If you look at all you gotta do, look it up on the Urban Dictionary, right?
Wait, Sean, can you
Mm,
Google it? Can you
Yeah.
Google it for the
I
crowd?
I
Like, can you Google Wonder Bread with the A instead of ER?
I will
I
do
sent
that.
you the Urban I sent you the site. I sent you the site, Sean.
I would just
Um,
like, I would just like, okay, all I needed to do expose you. And I'm gonna keep exposing them because I'm really tired of black people trying to say that black people can't be racist. Because I've seen more racism from black people than white people. Who are you seeing attacking white people in these riots, in these streets? Black people are attacking white people.
yeah.
And the media is the cause of this. They've made it seem like it's okay, it's normal, and it's
Well,
not, and it's not okay. And honestly, I have
D-
white family members in my family, and it ticks me off.
Donnie,
part of it,
Donnie,
part of that.
Donnie, I got to stop you right there. That's your white privilege. Oh wait,
Oh, you protect your white privilege, Donnie. No, but
I'm
no,
not
but
white though.
part of it is because the like in these sociology classes and shit, they teach you that racism is privilege plus power. So like the technically he can't be racist because he doesn't hold any institutional power. It's like that's bullshit because what
Oh shit! Speaking on that, do you hear how Trump eliminated the federal anti-racism?
a
Yes.
Yes.
hey,
Amen.
Apex and I talked about that on the Whitfield report earlier tonight. So
I love that. See, that stuff is so like underappreciated because that is fighting the culture war. That is ending this bullshit, anti-racism, bias training, whatever the fuck they call it, which actually just makes people more racist. Statistically, statistics have shown it makes people more racist. So he is literally curing racism, but nobody is giving him the credit he deserves. But that's
Well,
okay.
did the left have a rebuttal against him doing it, or did they just not say anything?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I didn't hear much about the story until I
I didn't either.
hey,
saw it on Twitter.
hey guys, I actually have a legit question here from one of my chat members. He actually brings up a really good question. Static Void in the chat goes, "Are albino black people still considered black? Also, am I autistic for asking that? No, sir, you are not, because I've often wondered the same thing."
But
No,
albino
albino black
black,
people are definitely, they should be considered black, and they're actually like really discriminated against in
See that?
Africa because there's like tribes and shit, and there's a belief that if you like eat their bones or something, it cures diseases in like Africa, and like they're chopped up and eaten.
See, that's what Rachel Dolezal and Jessica Krug should have went with, right? That's the story they should have went with. Like, look, I'm actually adopted. Okay, I was adopted to white parents, and I'm actually albino, but I'm really black. Like that's the lie they should have went with because they knew they were going to get caught, right? Pictures don't lie, right?
it's funny
So
you mention that because I was with a volunteer today knocking doors that I guess you'd call albino Hispanic. He is from Puerto Rico. He, I believe, lived there for a portion of his life, but he looks white as white gets. But he said, like, yeah, racism and discrimination are real. I experienced it when I went to Puerto Rico. People treated me differently because I was the white guy, except when I started speaking. Then once I started speaking Spanish fluently, they were a bit more lenient. But he said, even then, they didn't see him as one of them, which is pretty messed up. But he said that, yeah, you get sort of distanced and discriminated against and sort of kept in a separate category. And that's what people don't get about America. Like, people will talk about, oh, America's so racist. Rah, rah, rah. Oh, there's all systemic racism in police. It's like, look, do we have racists and do we have racism? Of course. Every part of the world does because people are prejudiced. That doesn't mean
Mhm.
it's good. That doesn't mean we shouldn't fight against it. Obviously, it's bad and we should fight it. But we're in short supply of races here for the radical left. The left is
Yeah.
in short supply of racism, as Gavin McGinnis
you
says.
wouldn't be
They
able to
invent them.
you wouldn't be able to tell that watching a fucking NBA game though. Holy
But
shit.
Yeah.
I'll say
Black
this: I
Lives
can't.
Matter. Black Lives Matter on the courts. They got fucking these little quotes that they put on the back of their jerseys or whatever. Like, oh,
Mhm.
you'd think people are getting oppressed left and right over here.
Well, and that's the point. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I have noticed something. This one dude talks about this, like a ex KGB dude, and I think one of the things he said, and I could be wrong, but what they're trying to do with all this, I think Black Lives Matter stuff being everywhere, is that it's kind of like when they say, if you're told a lie enough, it's eventually the truth, and that's literally what they're doing. Is they're beating it over your head so much, they're putting in pop culture so much, they're creating a bandwagon effect where they're manipulating you with propaganda, Marxist propaganda, so that you, just an average Joe, sit there. First, you don't believe it, but when you see everybody saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter like a cult, and it's everywhere, you feel so alone and you feel singled out, and you go, I guess it's true then. I mean, it's in the NBA, it's in movies, it's on Twitter, it's all these major companies are saying it. Like, they're trying to make you believe a lie, and they're trying to subvert your free thinking. It's all manipulation. It's all to try and get you believe this, and it's like It's crazy. I mean, I've never seen
Sean,
anything
why
like
does
They're-
it not work on me though?
Because you have a brain.
you must have a brain with white privilege.
White
Internalized
privilege.
internalized racism.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not. No, that's weird. No,
Have
I
you
don't.
Internalized misogyny?
Also, Donnie, and I'm not making this up. You have beauty privilege.
To be
Th-
fair,
that's-
beauty
that's-
privilege is a
Thank you.
thing. But
Sam with the Casanova moves. That's
I
what's
was gonna
up.
say,
Yeah.
Well,
How you doing?
but also that's like an actual thing now too. That like
I'm with
according to
Sam.
the left. That
Maybe
like
that's
Sam,
why God is
I am-
using me.
I'm waiting
Maybe
for that.
God is using me because of that.
I'm waiting for you to start playing Al Green in the background. Okay, like we're
well,
Then the show will be taken down.
Phil,
Sean.
you're the one who talks about how you just want chocolate cake. So
I want chocolate cake, damn it! And she robbed me. She robbed me of that goddamn chocolate cake. I will never forgive her. I will never forgive her for that.
do you remember
What's up with the
what
military guys that are into chocolate girls? Military guys like black girls for some reason.
I mean, it's
Anyway,
chocolate
the
cake.
weather's looking really nice for tomorrow.
Well, Phil,
but you know-
don't military guys also like those lady boys and what was that place?
Oh my god! You want me to keep saying those stories, huh? Like, Jesus.
Some funny shit.
Yeah.
It's the correct term is female. Don't you get it
Transgender.
right?
Transgender people in fucking Bangkok.
You can't make that shit
Now,
up.
what is up with Bangkok? With a name like that, of course they have
It's
it.
gotta live up to it.
They were
You
trying
know?
to increase their population. Like, come on, give them some slack.
Reverse
I don't
thing.
think
I-
men can become pregnant.
Take this Wonder Bread off the
Apparently, you haven't been reading enough of liberal media, there, dude. Okay.
Hentai.
Anybody?
Wait, did we say anything about Trump? Possibly, not doing getting rid of Roe and Wade. Like,
Roe
did
v.
we
Wade.
discuss that? Yeah,
I don't.
Did he say that?
we talked about it, like on the sidelines, but like I didn't know if like anyone else heard that too.
I don't think Trump's gonna touch that
Yeah, I don't think
personally.
he's gonna.
I think
I
Pence
I wouldn't touch it. That's
I don't.
that's
After
something the
he's
Supreme
reelected,
Court should
though.
handle.
I
After
don't
he's
think he
reelected.
cares
even
enough.
even when he touches it, on the like the right to the right to live and all that stuff, like he even and this is one of those things where Trump does a great job with. Like you talking about the last State of the Union address. He basically said he positioned himself to where he was against abortion in the third trimester, where like the baby feels pain and all that stuff, right? And where because the liberal side is all about like, hey, even the third trimester should be legal. Even the day after the frickin' baby's born, it should be legal. Like he's all about that. And like,
Well, the left's going even further than that. They want people like if you voluntary termination of life and stuff.
so here's my conspiracy theory with this, okay? So these liberals, they want infanticide, right? Because they want to remove the evidence, right? Because in California, like they're fucking these little kids, right? They want to use that infanticide, right, to get rid of the evidence, right?
How long? I think they want to go and push it for older people though, like that voluntary.
That was a shitty
it's-
joke. Okay,
it's-
fine. All
it's gonna
right.
start like
All
that.
right.
No,
Quick comedy. Damn.
no, they are gonna. No, I get what you're saying, but no, I think that's what's gonna happen. Though they're gonna push for that, where if you're elderly and like you have dementia, and then they're gonna start pushing like, oh, it's not just that, like your relatives can push for euthanasia, and then it's gonna be like, oh, you see this old conservative person, maybe they need to be euthanized. It's gonna be a slippery slope. And I've seen in like other countries where they had like involuntary euthanasia before for like someone who I think it was like Sweden or something, or one of those like really
Yeah.
liberal places out there, and that's
Yeah.
what they're gonna push for. It starts with abortion, and it just keeps going down that path.
Does anybody
It's like
see
Hey guys,
Jason's comment on the chat? He said, I quote, I've met a lot of black guys who have said they won't date black women because they are too much like parole officers.
oh, I knew a black guy who said he didn't like to date black women. I forget why. Like he just didn't like them.
They
He
say
said,
that.
Well, he continues and says, but when they are with other men, they tell them they aren't black enough for them. So what they're really saying is that they don't want black women, but they don't want other men to date them either.
That's true.
that
Quote.
That's
Look,
true. And
am
here's
I
the thing. Here's the
I
thing with
just
the whole black guy thing. Here's the thing. They don't want someone gonna like. They may feel like a lot of black women they've talked to have insecurity issues, and so they feel like they have to answer all these questions. Where you at? Where you been? But at the same time, a lot of black men are liberals, and they have different values. And when a lot of times we want someone who's loyal, and if they're not, they'll feel like someone's nagging them because they want to do what they want to do.
Break
But
it.
that's
That's some
Break
white girl. That's some white girl shit.
Break it.
I was like all into drama and shit. Like, oh my god, why would you say that to me? That is so horrible. Like, oh my god, I think we need to talk. I think we need to go to counseling and shit. Like, no, hell no.
No, but the thing is like, okay, and it's not like for me, it's not necessarily the same like example, but like I'm just like I see. Why do they start a black group calling black men don't cheat, even though these ones who are in this group cheat, like because a lot of them cheat.
Donnie,
And now there's this thing
Well,
with black
Donnie,
girls
that is a racist stereotype.
Well,
How
what is
dare
it?
you?
Hey,
It's a generalization,
Donnie,
and it's real.
but the real question is, though, Donnie, what is the definition of cheating?
It depends
Right.
on. They have to agree on that. Like they have to have that conversation before they start
Right.
dating. Like if they feel like if you're sitting there liking people's pictures and stuff is an issue, then okay, then maybe y'all don't want that will work out.
Because
Or
I
if you're
saw it.
flirting,
Because here's the thing. I saw this in a movie once, right? And they
What-
said that if it's in a different area code, much less a different state, it's not cheating.
the fuck is that logic?
no, I'll tell you this right
Imagine
now.
Trump saying that to
If
Melania,
somebody
be
is
like,
my man, I'll tell you
Phil,
this right now. If someone is my man, if you like pictures of other girls, I'm not gonna be your woman. You're embarrassing me.
Well, yeah, and like it also said that if you're sleeping with two women, it's not cheating because they both cross each other out.
Phil,
Oh no.
Phil, what type of movie was this that you were watching?
Okay,
So-
It's like I'm writing this down.
it may or may not have been a comedy. I will.
I'm
say
gonna
that.
guess it may have been. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna guess.
I mean, if we're gonna
Sounds
ball,
like that's evil. No, that's not good. My girlfriend's listening. I would never.
Absolute haram.
See, and that's why. That's why black girls are trying to like gravitate to other races
that
now.
it was all.
So-
Yeah,
Why are they gravitating
and that's like if you were drunk, it's not cheating because if you don't remember it, it never happened.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
It's like that
Yeah, I
Vegas
was
shit.
done
All right,
I
look.
was
Okay. All right. Okay, the movie was Road Trip, and it was very funny. I highly recommend. If you've never seen it, first off, jump off a bridge. But anyway,
Nice scene then if I'm
really
jumping
funny
off a
movie.
bridge.
All right, I guess I'm going. Bye.
Later, Gator. No,
Alright, anyway.
no, by the way, I'm saying no. Road Trip was where I got that one from. It's a funny movie, by the way. It was directed by the guy that made The Hangovers. So, yeah, funny movie. Anyway, so now that shitty joke is done and worn out, what do we do next?
I was gonna pull up an election map.
Okay, yeah.
Joe-
Yeah, let's do it.
I do want to say that one of my trusty mods, Jolly, says, "Stop watching Mormon porn, you degenerates." So
Mormon porn.
What is that like? That's like what? Where they're fully clothed and they just shake each other's hands or something? What the fuck?
I
How are you,
mean,
man? Very good. Very good. Oh, wow. Well,
Oh my God, you're going to hell.
that's pretty much
Eternal
everything with like.
damnation is in your future.
Yeah, okay. I have a hot take. Amish, the Amish religion, whatever you call
Yes.
their religion.
Yes, your buddy Static Void fucking got it. Look, I boinked her. Yeah, yes, that is a line off of Road Trip. Yeah, this guy's seen it.
Oh, somebody in the chat.
Yes, good man.
Well, okay. Tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. The Amish, I don't know if I said this on the show before, but the Amish is white Sharia.
Yeah, but they don't hurt you though if you like they don't kill you. They do not stone you, like they just shun you if you're bad. Like that's the shit they do.
They don't stone, but they do have other forms of punishment, I've heard.
Well, where do you hear this from? Like Amish Mafia? I can't believe that was actually true.
Oh my God,
Fucking
guys!
people are
Breaking news. Hey,
suspended.
breaking news.
Here we go.
Osama bin Laden's niece says Trump can prevent another 9/11.
I saw that. Yeah,
What?
somebody's
I'm tagging. Well, you saw already. I'm still gonna tag you.
Osama bin Laden's niece endorsed Trump. It's kind of funny.
She's pretty though.
Oh, Osama.
I just tagged you. She's cute.
Osamaria.
She,
First name.
So
Can you imagine being on Tinder and being like Osama bin Laden's wife and be like, "Yeah, I blow people away."
Oh no! Come on, Mr. Taliban.
These looks are
They like,
killer.
come on, they got the bones.
You have so much fun with that. Oh my god. Somebody got left out. Wait, what is this? Another angle of the person being set on fire by a Molotov cocktail thrown by Antifa militants in Portland. Rioters try to help but don't do much. Cops are the ones who rush in and put out the flames. Jesus Christ.
Cheese and rice.
Jesus Christ. That's racist.
Why?
Well, because let's see, rice is an Asian stereotype and cheese is an American stereotype. So that is offensive to Asian Americans.
That's unity. They're together. I said cheese and rice.
Holy shit, that's Osama's niece? What?
She's
Dude.
cute, right? She's pretty.
She's like a solid, I mean, the MAGA hat adds some points to dude, I'd surprise.
He's like, my girlfriend, are you watching? I'm gonna say she's a 6, but
Yeah, I know,
10.
I'm holding off. I was pumping the brakes there.
You have to say, look, you have to say, hey, well, she's not as hot as my girlfriend, but
there's always a strong butt there. Here, I'll pull it up on the stream for everyone
Hey, you guys.
to ooze over.
The people who are watching, if you have not done it already, can you please hit that like button and then share it with your friends, because this is a really fun night. So, don't be selfish and keep this to yourself. Please share. Thank you.
And subscribe.
yeah,
Yes.
look. Okay.
And follow everyone in the description on Twitter and everywhere, YouTube and everywhere else. We have Donnie's links in there and Sam's. They should be in there. If they're not, I will add them after the show is over. Please give them the following they deserve.
Also, FYI, I only have a simp. I only have a simp for Donnie. I am not a full simp. So
Gamma. I
As
could get him
Wait.
under the bus there.
So are you committing to me?
I mean, I honestly, I honestly only heard of the term simp recently, but yes,
Me too, but I forget what it means.
Ask Prince Harry.
Prince
Prince
Harry's the king of the simps.
Royal simp.
He's the wife.
Oh no, he ain't the wife. He is the bitch. He is the subservient bitch. Like, look, a wife is strong and like it's cooperative, but is strong and holds their ground. He is a bitch. He gave up hunting. He gave up fun. He gave up
Everything.
probably drinking.
His life, family.
Yeah, his crown. He gave up his bloody crown for one girl.
But she's fine. But it's not worth it though.
Dude, she isn't even that good looking. I'm sorry. I mean, she's cute, but like, she isn't that good looking.
She's not.
Well, Jason asked a question in the chat, or he said, did you see the tweets months ago where Obama's brother supports Trump? Yeah,
Well,
he's been supporting Trump.
Yeah, he's been supporting him.
Oh, Malik's been base since 16. Malik's Twitter was like the most base thing on Twitter since 16.
At first I thought Malik was fake. To be honest, I'm like, is this guy even real?
It did look like kind of a meme, but like no, Malik is a little he's a little
blue check
out there
mark.
on things. Yes,
He's been verified. He has a blue check mark.
His
That's
Twitter
it.
was just so fucking funny because he would say the funniest thing. Like in 2016, if you like Google like screenshots from that, like, oh my god, he's writing a book, Big Bad Brother from Kenya. He embraced the birther meme. Oh my god.
But I'll say
And
this.
one day he was like dropping like birth certificates and all this stuff. He's like, "What is this? What is this?"
That's classic Malik. Oh my god. Dude, that's funny. Big Bad Brother from Kenya. Deserves a like. Oh, my God. Oh, epic. Oh, and he's doing charity work. Look at that. Donating masks in the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi from the Barack H. Obama.
It's so crazy how they highlight like family members that don't like Trump, but they won't highlight the ones who don't like Obama.
That's
like
true.
They just don't do it. They're so biased.
There's shit from the other end too, though, because you got
married Trump.
Yeah, you got Mary Trump, and you got the fucking
Mary's poor, and she needs some money for a book.
What Ben Shapiro's cousin or something like that? Who was like
his sister?
Yeah, or
the one in the porn.
What? No,
the one in the news. I meant.
I'm talking about the cousin who was Ben Shapiro's cousin who was in Matilda or whatever.
Wait,
the big fat boy, chocolate cake.
No, I'm saying Ben Shapiro's.
The one with the nudes.
No, that's his sister that has the nudes.
Oh yeah, the sister has the nudes.
The girl.
The cousin, Mara Wilson. Yeah.
Mara Wilson.
Yeah. She was an actor. She was a kid actress. She was in Mrs. Doubtfire and Matilda and I think Miracle on 34th Street or something like that. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, she doesn't like she goes on Twitter and she's kind of like not on Ben Shapiro's side or whatever.
Okay, I keep lying to you guys. I do have another thing I want to address.
Okay.
Since we're pulling at the maps, this is going to be relevant in a sense, but this is just an announcement. We need to really focus on our Confederate.
Whoa, going that direction, I see.
No. Conservative judges, because a lot of these Democratic judges are running without any competition. Because a lot of these conservative lawyers do not want to be judges. So that's an issue that we're having. If we want people who are going to enforce the Constitution, these judges are like a huge factor into that. So like, I need y'all to share this and tell all your people who are like conservative lawyers to run as judges. Like, and it should be about the money because look, Trump is rich, right? But like, he's not doing this for the money. So like, you might get a pay cut, but like, if you want the security for your kids in your future to be there in the future, you might have to sacrifice some years to run for a judge for the conservative side because there's a bunch of Democratic judges in the office, and there's no competition.
You're gonna have to work a little bit. Like, look, if you're trying to be a judge, you're probably gonna have to be a lawyer for a little bit. Probably gonna have to be attorney for a little bit.
Well, if there's like people wanting to run straight party, like people like straight voting red, just straight down the ballot, that doesn't matter. These Democrats will lose.
Yeah, there's quite a few conservative attorneys out there. Thankfully, one of them is representing Kyle Rittenhouse, which is fucking cool.
Yeah. And I say this because I had my group in Dallas called Conservative. We just had a speaker who had come, and he's running for a judge position in Dallas County.
Right.
And I didn't realize this was an issue until he came and spoke to us. And it also too, pay attention to what these judges are saying. Judges are not allowed to say what they support and don't support, how they will rule. They can't say if they're pro-life or not pro-life. Like, they can't say those things. So if you're listening to these judges who are running, make sure that they're just saying they're going to protect the Constitution. And if they're not, then one, they're breaking the law. Two, they need to only be protecting the Constitution.
I don't even care if they're conservative or liberal. I just want somebody who's going to call the Constitution.
No, because liberals aren't going to do it because that kid in Dallas, that sex change thing in Dallas, like, no, they have to be conservative because conservatives are more so going to follow the Constitution than the left is. They have their own agenda.
I was going to get there. I was going to, I don't mind if they're conservative or liberal. However, if you're going to defend and go off the Constitution, it's going to push you conservative anyway. I mean, that's just kind of like, because we love the Constitution. Like, that's conservative.
We do.
Conservatives,
you have your Bible, and then you have your Constitution.
And we believe that the Constitution is the greatest piece of legislature ever written in world history. Like, there's nothing that is ever going to top. And and it's like, oh, people want to get rid of the Constitution. It's like, yo, you're never going to get anything better than it ever. Like, we have to protect this thing. Like, dude, I don't. And it's like, even if there was even a remote possibility that there possibly could have been something better, I don't trust any of these assholes to fucking follow through with it or anything.
Speaking to segue to a few other stories I want to mention. This is something that we on this show, you heard it here first, folks, actually called. I think if I'm giving the correctly, I think, Alex, you thought this. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, we were talking about earlier, are teaming up with Netflix to produce shows and movies and whatnot. Didn't we call this, or did we not?
Yep.
We sure did.
I mean, yeah, but I thought they were gonna make porn where Meghan pegs Harry. But
no, that's already happening, Sonny boy.
I was hoping for that.
No, I wasn't hoping for it. Shit, that's terrifying.
He's got that swirl.
No, I mean,
we're already seeing him get pegged like every day.
Swirl is completely different from dudes getting pegged, man. That's not kosher at all.
Well, we know somebody that could help us out with that. Wink, wink.
Oh yeah.
Inside joke. No, it's not in the chat. Don't worry. You all are safe.
I want to know.
That will be saved for off the air locker room banter.
Fine.
But yeah, I thought it was
Unless the
funny that
chat
I
is
seen this.
requesting it. Unless the
Sorry, what
chat,
was that?
unless the chat is requesting to hear it.
Well, sorry
Duh.
guys, you're gonna have to like donate super chats or something, or bribe me
I
for
don't
that
want to
one.
dox this guy.
Streamlabs.com/the Whitfield Report. So
Fans only. Fans only.
I don't know, man. If somebody donated us 25 super chats, is the docs worth it?
No, it's not.
I'm
I mean, it's
kidding,
so worth it.
kidding.
I'm telling you, girl.
He's
Wait, what?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know your girl.
When we're gonna keep it that way.
No, we're family. Quit.
I don't know.
Oh.
Family doesn't threaten other family members unless it's
I
a
was
I
group.
don't know.
joking.
That
I
family
was
does that more than
joking.
anyone else.
That's true. My girlfriend's family kind of does that too, but that's another subject for another day. And Harry's family kind of does that too. So maybe, yeah, maybe we can be family and threaten each other. That seems wholesome.
Oh,
That's
shoot.
Yeah.
Speaking of the royal family, do you see that meme I put in there?
oh boy,
Okay.
is that a me? Yeah, I did.
Here's something I'll put up. Here's some Trump news that should be brought up too, because there's a whole lot of good Trump news that's gone on these last couple of weeks that nobody fucking talks about. Which obviously,
So you know
like,
it's good.
yeah, that's right. So this week, Donald Trump brokered another peace deal between Serbia and Kosovo.
Oh yeah, that's a
Jesus.
That's
crazy.
huge. It's
Just
huge,
cranking out
right?
peace deals.
Yeah, but this is like these are sides. He's brokered peace deals with sides that no one thought would ever like kind of come together. And he's just doing it. They're doing it. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, again, he's bringing peace to the Middle East.
These are historic type peace deals, and the media isn't fucking covering it at all. Like, this tells you all you need to know about how dishonest our fucking media is. Because if Barack Obama did either of these fucking deals, he'd be getting a Nobel Peace Prize. They'd be licking his balls, man. It'd be fucking crazy, right? But no, since it's Donald Trump, they're like, let's brush this shit. None of this shit ever happened. Let's just bury this deep into the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
This is why nobody trusts the fucking media, and deservedly so.
Oh shit! I just found some interesting news.
What is that?
USPS mail is found dumped at 2 spots in Glendale, California, prompting investigation.
Oh boy.
Piles of unopened USPS mail and packages were discovered dumped at these 2 places. See, this is why I'm saying if you can, I recommend voting in person because I don't want to see that happen. Like, I would hate for that to happen to my vote.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the NBA arenas? They're all becoming voting stations.
Oh God.
Yeah, you know,
I heard about that, and
you know where they're gonna side with, though, right?
Yeah,
Well,
the
that's
American
something
Airlines
that's-
Center in Dallas is doing it.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. Like, they're freaking liberals.
See, that is technically like a good idea. Like, let's remove all the political implications, but like taking a big ass stadium that isn't getting used, using it for voting 'cause it has a lot of space, great idea. But we all know what this idea is for because we're stadiums, big ass cities. Who votes in cities? Democrats. Who are they trying to get out to vote? Democrats. It's pretty obvious what it's for. Where did you find that article, Alex? I'm trying to find that.
I just posted in the news section.
Oh. Jason says he's a talker in the chat. We have to worry though about him getting the treaty with Israel. The Bible specifically says that the one who gets the treaty with Israel is the Antichrist.
What?
Okay. That's
I'm gonna have to engage your friend
Press X.
Jason there.
Press X to doubt.
I will press X.
Yeah, press X to doubt. First off, the Antichrist also has to be one who can unite everyone and not be controversial. And so yeah,
Trump's
considering
not controversial at all.
yeah. So maybe Trump is the Antichrist. But yeah, no, that's gonna be a hard pass. There are a couple things that have to happen before the
Why would someone think that Trump is the Antichrist?
Oh my
don't-
God. Speaking of the Antichrist, I saw this fucking movie the other day. What was it? Comcast did like the greatest like bait and switch I think I've ever seen. There's this movie called The Calling, and it said from 2014, and it's like, oh, my dad's like, oh, this has all these like famous actors. He clicks on it, and a completely different fucking movie comes up about like the Antichrist.
Why is that? Like, what were they? The
Well, I
fuck
looked
is
it up, and
that?
apparently there's another movie made in 2000 called The Calling, and for some reason it played that one. And it was like a completely different fucking movie. It was like basically the Omen, when it was like my dad clicks like, oh, it's a detective story about this and that with all these famous actors. It's some like weird ass like direct to DVD movie that just started playing, and I was like, dude, this can't be 2014. It looks like shit. It looks like someone filmed it in like the 90s or something.
Also, this is a very important story to me. Think we got mentioned too. Happened earlier this week. Laura Trump, who campaigned in Lancaster, and I got to see her there. She went down to Florida and campaigned with my favorite Floridian or Floridian woman, uh, Laura Loomer, and there's photos of her with her on Twitter. Uh, Laura Trump with Loomer and her campaign manager, and all of her supporters there. So of course the mainstream media was eating this up and going nuts. And if you Google anything about this, if you Google Laura Loomer, who's getting some nice big bumps here, and I'm glad to see the Trumps are supporting her. That's what I love to see, because she is the next step of, as this one article says, this is what Trumpism after Trump looks like. It's 100% correct. This is the legacy of Trump. This is the movement. But you see all these articles, and it's like I remember the CNN one. Like Joe Biden's campaign actually made a statement about this. CNN headline: A self-described proud Islamophobe banned from social media just won a GOP nomination. Laura Trump campaigns with self-described proud Islamophobe. Laura Trump campaign far conspiracy theorist and GOP candidate. But they always keep putting the proud Islamophobe in the headline, and I'm like, like, do they really think that's like gonna scare people off? Oh, it's funny. The meme that keeps on giving. Jason, here's one for you, Donnie.
Me,
Okay.
I might answer it.
Let me investigate this. It's a Twitter link, but yeah. So that's. I'm glad Laura Trump went there, and it's blowing things up, making people lose their minds. All the right people lose their minds. Oh yeah, I see the tweet he sent. And there was something else I was gonna mention. I'm gonna scroll through the news real quick. Oh yeah, Penn State. Oh, we gotta talk about our Penn State student government that we know and love. They were divided. Let me find UPUA's Twitter, because I'll get the vote.
Wait, Sean, they were divided? I thought they said Trump could not divide us.
He will not divide us. He will not divide us. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I miss that. I miss that sort of shit. That was great, those days.
Those good old days when we could just like fucking meme everything. Oh man, I'm trying to. Oh, they don't update their Twitter anymore. Lazy ass UPUA, but maybe it's on the UPUA assembly thing. Oh yeah, there was some like, okay, so they were holding their student government meetings over Zoom now, and well, first of all, one of their prominent people, who I need to find that tweet that he said it was pretty racist, but he him his. like, Jesus Christ, these people are unbearable. But they
So I
were
have something about that.
sure,
I have some coworkers. We use Slack for communication, and they put their pronouns on
yeah.
there. And I
Oh
was so
God,
offended because I'm like, okay, I'm offended not because I'm a Karen. I'm offended because this is annoying. I'm tired of the whole liberal people taking over your workplace as if there aren't conservatives there. And I feel like that's like kind of like a workplace hazard thing because when you have certain people who work for the company who's higher up who have who are bashing the president, I have an issue with that. Even if I was a liberal, I would have an issue with that because that's divisive.
yeah. Oh, it's like very it's stuff just like virtue signaling. Like I remember when all like the Democrat candidates were doing that. It was like the stupidest shit. I'm like, I mean, look, I still think doing pronouns in general is stupid, but like if you're gonna do it, only do it when you're trans. You know? Like if you can tell you're a girl, we're gonna say she, her, zer, or whatever the fuck you want to say now. Like we're not gonna say some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm not
Um
gonna leave reality. But wait a minute, what happened with that tweet that Jason was asking me a question on? So he doesn't feel like
um,
we're like, ignoring him.
I just looked at it and I didn't get the point of what he was trying to say, like why he was posting this tweet here. It just is some random dude on Twitter, um, that said, um, black people who support Trump are typically black people who never felt support, embraced, accepted by black people.
Oh, I see. So he wants to get my opinion on that.
I guess so.
My opinion on that is black people who support Trump are smart. We think for ourselves. We're not sheep. We don't follow the herd. Like they tell us, music industry, the radio stations, they all put the liberals in our face. People who support Trump, we're not told to support Trump. We chose to support Trump. And yeah, that's my opinion on that. When people say things like that, is they're what is it? Deflecting, projecting.
Projecting. Yep.
Hmm.
I agree. Speaking of projecting, UPUA, our student government at Penn State, they had a resolution as they always do, 2015, calling for Penn State to transition to remote learning format and on-campus housing closures. And a bunch of people came up and spoke out against this. And a previous bill that I need to find out the details on it a little bit when we get into this conversation, but they failed to pass it. The vote was 11 to 28. So those that wanted it, or was 11 of them, those that didn't, 28. That's not that big of a win. Usually a lot of UPUA stuff is pretty unanimous.
Yeah, like
But
when they condemned the
condemn them.
fucking the Sargon of Akkad event up there. Yeah, that was pretty fucking unanimous.
Only one person, only one
Mhm.
person
Mhm.
didn't vote to condemn us. I thanked him at the end of it. But that just shows you how fucked the student government is and how elitist, virtue signaling, and pointless they are. But it's all about them getting stuff down the road. It's all about, oh, I do this student government thing, and now, oh, I think I can do real government in the big boy world. Oh, I can do it. Hire me, political consulting firm. What these people do is they get shuffled into this bullshit. Like it's a revolving door from bullshit virtue signaling fake government with no power to some globalist like elitist think tank.
So my question is, when has UPUA actually decreased the costs of tuition?
Absolutely never. I
Because
am
the
gonna
only time I've ever seen them do anything, it increases the costs, which hurts, people from more disadvantaged sectors actually, go to Penn State. So they are actively anti, because tuition costs is probably the biggest problem for students on campus. You know, I mean, see them like not even just regular tuition. I didn't see them do anything about like dorm costs or anything like that.
They don't care. They're rich. Mommy and daddy have um, kept them all nice and taken care of. And they simply are out of touch with students. They don't care about students. And they, frankly, are just in it for themselves. It's for bullet point on a resume to get them some power job in the future. And I know some of these people on here. Like, I'm looking at the picture right now of their student government. I know some of these people. And yeah, they're all elitist pieces of shit. It's what they are. Oh man. Oh, we should do our election map. Let's go to 270 to win. Because I almost forgot about this. So, did you guys make any prediction maps? Or do you have any ideas of where you think things are going to go?
No,
I
I did not.
I didn't, but I think it's pretty safe to say Trump is gonna take Florida again.
Yeah, I was gonna copy
Florida
Sam,
man
but he
says
didn't
Florida
send it to
safe.
me in time.
Yeah, yeah, I was doing it last night, like super late, as I usually do stuff. And I had this map actually figured out as my prediction at the time in June of this year. Like it was right around the riots were just starting. Like somebody was like playing with maps in a group meeting. I was like, yeah, I'll do the same thing. The only thing I did change slightly, and it's not really a major change, is like one of the main districts I had blue and the other red. I just flipped them because I didn't know how to change at the time. But I thought this in June. I'm still thinking it now is more likely. I think Trump is going to keep, as we're 60 days out from the election. This is like the final stretch. It's after the convention. This is where the campaign like actually like goes into high gear. I think Trump's gonna keep every single state. He won last time and gain a few. I think he's gonna gain Minnesota, New
Yes.
Mexico, Nevada, and New
Hmm.
Hampshire. I think he's gonna pick those up. I
I don't know
still
about
think
New
Virginia
Mexico
is.
yet or New Hampshire because I'm not familiar with those, issues. But the other ones, yes, because he had Democrat mayors endorse him for Minnesota.
That's good. That's I see. That's the thing too. Is like riots are happening in some of these states, and I think what that's gonna do is it's gonna piss people off, and those that were on the fence about him are gonna say, you know what, may not like his tweets, may not like his style, but he has the right message, and he's gonna keep me safe. And again, what's critical in states like Pennsylvania and Michigan, which were two states that were pretty close. Michigan was extremely close. I think they're gonna again be decided on the black vote. If the Democratic black vote stays home again, like we saw last time until we had our empty rally in Philadelphia, and with Joe Biden being racist and Kamala Harris being a crooked cop, I think
Oh
they're
yeah.
gonna say, I don't like either option, I'm gonna stay home. But then you're gonna have higher turnout among Republicans.
To be
That
honest, here's my thing on the black vote. I went out the other night, and one of the people who came to my table because people were listening and eavesdropping, and they want to come and sit with us. This black guy came and sat with us. He was pro Trump. I probably gained about maybe 5 new followers on Twitter a day or every 2 days that are black Trump supporters. Um,
nice.
and I've been watching and listening to like the things that people are saying, like the black media comment section, the likes, and black people are like, Obama really didn't do nothing for us. They're really waking up to that.
Mhm.
And they got the little stimulus checks, so they're kind of like pro Trump, you know what I'm saying? But
Dude, I've heard that from even my executive director in our office was like, because we were talking about the how the black vote's gonna go. He's like, dude, like I've heard from people that literally the stimulus check won them on board.
yeah, I'm honestly, I think this is a low prediction, but I think he might get in the 40s.
Money talks.
And bullshit
And
won.
honestly, I've listened to commentary people who do not like Trump at all, but they've called out Obama for being on the Epstein flights and not doing anything for the Black community. They're really questioning him. They do not trust him or Michelle, and they've woken up. Either they're not going to vote or they're going to vote for Trump. They're not going to vote for Biden.
Well,
So
and that's gonna be the thing too, is that a lot of people I think are gonna misread some of these exit polls or misinterpret them because they're gonna go, "Oh my God, Trump has like 50% support among African Americans." I'll be like, "Well, hold on a second. That's 50% of those that voted, and those that voted are more Republican-y because a lot of the Democrats stayed home." Now, I do think though he's definitely going to gain some more support among all groups. And
yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
he, among the black, I think it was at 9%. I'm trying to find the statistic.
So
I have
while
to,
you're looking for the statistic, I'm gonna tell you this. Remember, you guys, I was like, I've used like when guys hit on me or something at the gas station or the store. I just use this whole, oh, who you voting for this year? Or I'll just tell them I'm a Trump supporter, so they'll go away. It's not working.
mm,
They're supporting
oh
Trump.
shit.
I
I'm gonna vote for Trump if he's the one. He's the one who can fix the economy. Like Biden can't fix it because he was in the office. These people are not political. They're black, and they're saying Biden couldn't do nothing for 8 years. And they said they believe that after this pandemic, that Trump is the one who can fix it. That these are people who are trying to hit on me. Who I try to use the whole Trump thing, is not working anymore. I have to
I
change it up
Now
I
turns him on.
I
now.
I was gonna say, Donnie, you that would just excite me more. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
interestingly, if you look among the racial demographics for Trump, his biggest gain from past Republicans, it's not black, it's not white, it's actually Asian.
Ooh
From
la la.
2012, um, the
2012.
percentage he increased from Romney for whites was
Oh,
1%, blacks 7%, which is huge. Hispanics 8%, Asians 11%, and other, which I guess is mixed, 1%.
did they say Hispanics?
Hispanics, yeah, he had an 8% gain from 2012.
Okay.
Oh, from 2012.
I know, but what I'm saying is the biggest gain is Asians, though. 11 percentage points from
Well, yeah.
2012.
Well, should we be looking at 2012 or should we be looking at like the last time Republican
2016.
president? Like no, like the last time before Trump.
This is all that I can see on this site. It's showing the
Well, that
change.
would have
So
been
I'd have to.
2012. That would have been the election. 2012 would have been the last one.
It would have been
Presidential elections.
2004.
Yeah, last time like a Republican won before Trump.
Because, well, they didn't win. They lost to Obama twice. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look
Wait,
that
hold
up
on. Did we even cover
individually.
Buttigieg? Did I miss that? Did I already talk about Buttigieg?
Yes, yeah, we talked about that because they're trying to roll out
Yeah.
veterans against Trump. But
They wanted to vote for
uh,
McCain and McRomney's, the losers. Like those kind of people.
yeah, I know those people like drive me up a wall. They trigger me. Um, but I'd have to look at. But but Trump had 8% of the black vote in 2016. I could see that doubling to around 15%, maybe 16,
I thought it
20
was
if he's really
34%.
lucky, but I don't think it's going to get any more than that.
I thought he had like 34% or something in the 30s recently.
Well, that's what
And
the
the
polls are saying, but
approval.
I think those polls are a bit generous.
I think, well, generous. Why would they be generous with the black vote? Why do you think the Democrats are freaking out?
Well, I think they're freaking out because the black vote isn't going to come out for them. I think that's their bigger fear. And I think with these polls, a lot of them are showing him high with the black vote is usually Rasmussen, which usually leans a little more positive for Republicans. And look, Trump could get into the 30s or more. I don't know. It's very
So
possible.
I think he had like 34 or something percent. Like Jason, I think he just said it in the chat. I saw that too, where it was in the 30s of
Yeah,
like
but these
the
are polls, and so
approval.
I don't know. I wouldn't put too much faith in them. So I would wait till you see the exit polls on election day. that's what's gonna give you a better sense of what's really, really happening.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he will. I think he at least doubles. I think Trump at least doubles the black vote. Like he
I got a lot of
doubles.
work to do then, you guys.
He at
I'm
least doubles it.
I'm gonna have to go to some black neighborhoods and have a conversation with them, like Antoine Tucker is doing. But like
Yeah.
I think he relates better. Him and King Face relates better. By the way, King Face was in a coma recently.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I guess he had like a kidney infection, which
Mhm.
caused a blood clot. Which I guess I don't know if they induced a coma or how it worked out, but like apparently he's better now. There was some drama with all this because Angela Staten King was like, well, if you're gonna be asking for $100,000, you need to know who it is, blah 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 blah, like but she's been happy with other conservative black people, and she panders to the left. But yeah, so that was out, and he raised the money he needed. His wife. I didn't know King Face had a wife, by the way. I thought he was single, but now we know King Face has a wife. But he's doing better, and we really need him because he can relate better in those neighborhoods because that's where he grew up. I grew up in the boondocks, the country. Like I grew up with white folks. I was one of the few black kids in my school, so
So that's where you
him
get your privilege from.
I mean, and let's
You're
be real.
welcome.
Let's be real for a second. Like the outreach, the black conservative outreach is
it's a
unlike
big
anything.
movement.
It's unlike anything we've really seen. Like
It's a huge movement for
Yeah.
Trump. It's insane.
This is
Like
interesting too. I'm looking at
Hercule's son, was he a football player or boxers?
Herschel Walker's son. Yeah.
Yeah, he made a whole like little commercial, and they've been posting it. He's been pro Trump for a long time.
Mhm.
But like he's been getting the highlight now. It's just like, and also I think he's gay, right?
I don't know if he is.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then I apologize, but I thought he was. But yeah, I mean, like, this is a huge movement. Like all the people who came at the RNC convention, like, and their stories they were telling, like, I think is waking up a lot of people. Uncle Tom, like, I know Phil watched it. Like, it was very touching. I know people watched Uncle Tom, and I think it's gonna really help get him in that third. I think he'll be in 30%.
It's
We can place our bets later on.
Dude,
after
I
this
can
show.
tell you if you haven't seen the Uncle Tom documentary, fucking see it because it is it's fantastic. It's really good. I loved it. I really liked it a lot.
Has anyone else watched it?
Look,
I haven't had a chance yet.
I haven't had a chance either.
I'll
Where is it at? On YouTube or on Netflix or?
you have to go.
Website.
You have to go to a website to order it or whatever. I forget what it is. I got the DVD, so I wasn't trying to.
I think it's uncletom.com. I think it's on uncletom.com.
Oh, speaking of documentaries, Sean, did any of you ever see the censored documentary that has like Alex Jones and Gavin McInnes and Paul Joseph Watson?
I've seen clips from that. That was done by those two filmmakers, video producers that turned out to be total traitors. So I kind of like, and when that was that piece Milo wrote about them. But I mean, it looked like a well-produced documentary, but I hadn't seen it. But that's who did it.
Oh, really? Because I watched it and it was good. It was good, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen clips from it. It looked pretty, good. But
So Uncle Tom, the Internet Movie Database rated it 9.4 out of 10.
Nice.
No, Google users 96% liked it. and rated at 4.7 out of 5.
See, we're getting 30% for the black vote. I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna bet y'all some money off the line, because I feel like we're gonna get in 30s.
Well, here, let me give you some perspective on some of these polls, and their polls will take them with a grain of salt. But okay, so Trump won 8% of the black vote in 2016. Now, according to a Hill poll, this is the Hill. This is not some far left or far right outlet. This is the Hill. Say Trump after the convention gained 9 percentage point among black voters when compared to previous polls a few weeks ago. He went from 15% approval to 24%. So 8% to on 2016 and now potentially 24%.
I think there's a little chunk of that too that is doing the silent majority thing too. Like I just believe it. I believe that they're even yeah, if we get 30%, it's an ass whooping. It's an
And it
ass
says
whooping.
his approval among Hispanics, which in 2016 he actually did decently on. He got almost 30% of the Hispanic vote. It rose. I was still at 30, went to 32%. So he's not really gaining among Hispanics. I guess we need some more work on. But apparently among whites, it went down from 54 to 52%. And in 2016, he had 58% of white supporters. I don't know why white vote would go down.
Maybe they were the white supremacists who thought like the news was being honest about him being a white supremacist, and they realized he wasn't, so they endorsed Biden.
That's actually half accurate because that's what Richard Spencer did. Like Richard Spencer had this goofy idea that Trump was this secret like racist and would dog whistle to his white supremacist supporters. It's like, dude, what you're imagining somebody isn't there. And then when he found out he wasn't that, he flipped out and endorsed Biden.
And which I mean, we all saw that coming from a mile anyway. And I love the fact that I did. I mean,
I didn't think Richard Spencer was even going to endorse anyone. I thought he was going to endorse maybe some third party hyper nationalist.
Well, what I meant to say, I get what you mean. What I mean to say is I knew that Richard Spencer wasn't a Trump supporter.
Oh yes, yeah, not really.
Hold on 1 second, you guys. Hey, everybody who just entered the chat, thank you so much for coming. We went up to 9. Thank you guys for coming up and saying hi. Say hi in the chat, please. Please like the video, subscribe. This is every Saturday night for the Night Owls.
And tune into the Whitfield report beforehand at 10 p.m. So.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got good stuff. Pretty much all of Saturday night we got you, right? Because there's nothing going on because the whole fucking Rona shit going on. So we got great entertainment. Look, we got the Whitfield report, and then it moves over to Versa Media. We got everything. This is great stuff.
But both shows are way more entertaining than Saturday Night Live has been.
I mean, that's not. Come on, Sam. The bar's not that high with Saturday. I mean, Saturday Night Live's a terrible show.
Not anymore. And in its heyday when Norm Macdonald was on the Weekend Update desk.
That goes without saying. I mean, that was at a point in time where it was really at its height. You had Adam Sandler, Chris Farley,
Dennis Miller.
I mean, they cranked out stars. It's just I don't know who the fuck these people are in this now.
Most of their stars now, not the ones today, but the ones we mentioned, the really big ones, are all considered alt-right now by the left. Yeah, I know. I know, it's weird.
Speaking of the right and alt-right and all those things we were just mentioning before, with these statistics on exit polls, I didn't realize how many questions there were with these. One of the more interesting ones, and this is kind of what I thought of, like as a as me, but I'm always wondered how much this felt to people. But it's the most important issue in 2016, um, overwhelmingly for Republicans, immigration at 64%. Number two, terrorism, 57%. Number three, economy, 42%. And then number four, foreign policy at 34%. But for Democrats, foreign policy was the most important issue, which is kind of strange. Then the economy, then terrorism, and then at the bottom, immigration. So everybody thinks the economy is pretty much one of the most important things. But with conservatives, immigration takes the cake, and with Democrats, who knows what the fuck they think's important. But a very interesting statistic.
Trans rights, probably.
What was that?
Tranny rights or some bullshit thing like that. Probably.
Yeah, that's what Denim Min was doing. That's stupid shit.
I have a question.
But
So, hold on. Monique Worthy just said, "What am I watching?" Monique, are you the Monique who went viral? Like, are you the one who made that video and you're in the DFW area? Because that's the only Monique I know on my Twitter account.
oh, really?
Yeah, she's the one who went viral and like I think what's his name? What is his name? Not no, what's his name? I think his name is James Wood something.
James Woods?
Yeah, he retweeted her earlier. I want to know if that's her. What's up, William?
So I'm gonna go on her Twitter. It looks like she has 153 followers. So it might
That's
not be her.
already. She was at 32 earlier. She must just be killing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go James Woods' Twitter. You said James Woods retweeted her?
No, he posted her video,
Okay.
and I posted her video in the chat section, like her actual profile. Her name is Monique, and I see Monique in the chat section.
Oh, nice. Well,
And
what was this video?
when she was talking about, okay, the first she started like, do I think that Trump's racist? No, and then she explains why. Hold on, let me go find it and tag you because that's the same Monique. She's dope, you guys. You have to follow her. Hold on, let me find her.
Yeah, I'll give her a call. Yeah, get her account, post, and we'll give it a follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, oh, I found her. On Twitter, her name is I am Monique16.
Okay.
And hold on, let me tag you in the video and you can play it because so everyone can know who she is. Because she's like, I saw her before like Candace Owens actually. So I just tagged you guys in it. I just tag
I think it's a different one than the one in the chat. Because the one in the chat, I found her Twitter. Oh, wait, no, I did not find her. It's a different one. Sorry.
Did you get my notification? You can play her video. Like she's got she has a cute little yellow towel on her head.
Let's see. I will go to Twitter right now. Oh man, it's amazing we're not banned yet for any of these platforms. Let's see.
That's God. That's God.
Wow, 32,000 followers. Yeah, she's blowing up.
Yeah, she should have more, to be honest. When he posted her video today, he didn't tag her. I guess he probably didn't know who she was. Her actual like he may not have known she had a Twitter account.
Crashes 82 says, "What's with the Eye of Horus?"
I don't know what that is.
No, that's the Eye of Horus. That's part of our that's the inspiration for the logo.
And it has nothing to do with like Illuminati or anything. Sean is a fan of the Alan Parsons Project. So.
Well, it's a little bit more than that. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like, you want to explain it, Sean?
What do you want me to do?
The Eye of Horus. Like, what's going with the what's up with it on your logo, whatever.
I be honest, I just liked it. I mean, I
Yeah.
was inspired partially by an Alan Parsons cover
Yeah.
or album cover, and I've seen it before, and I've always loved the Eye of Horus, and I just kind of made my own stylization of it for this logo. I don't know if we're gonna really stick with it or not. I mean, who knows? But it was just at the time what I kind of liked, and it kind of worked, and so just ran with it, and that's how we're here. Did somebody ask about that in the
You
chat?
Yeah.
you need to stick with it because I
Yeah.
love it. My followers have told me they loved it, and they were like, "What does it mean?" Like you should keep it because it
Yeah.
asks you ask questions, and I love it. I think it looks awesome.
Oh yeah, I see Crashes 82 in the chat about that. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do need to touch it up a bit because that's when I was first learning Adobe Illustrator and it was a bit of a rough struggle, but I did figure it out eventually. Um yeah, and oh speaking of like followers climbing, I mentioned this before, I think off air, but the new organization we were going to, well, we still did kind of start it. Oh, well, good news with that too. So when we were trying to do that big speaking event in spring at Penn State, we had to create a new organization because Turning Point cucked us and was like, yeah, you can't do this. And we're like, okay, well, we'll do it our way then. And so we made our own club and did everything we needed to do. And then the virus messed everything up. And we basically got cucked by a global pandemic. But I made a Facebook page, website, Twitter, all that jazz. I don't know what it is. The Facebook page must get like 5, 10 likes every freaking like few days. I don't do anything. I don't post anything there. But like likes just roll in. When I posted some stuff about Loomer though, I noticed the views and the reach kept going up. The likes kind of plateaued a bit. I think Facebook's messing with us.
Mhm.
But we have like over 100 likes on that page.
Mhm.
Over 100, and I haven't done anything with it. And it's like not even a year old. The Versa page, though, like it's like at a standstill. It just, I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even bother with it. It's
Mhm.
so weird. But the good news also is that this week was all those sort of trainings for the officers to make their clubs official. You have to attend these officer trainings at Penn State to keep your club alive.
Mhm.
We were able to find a treasurer, and he signed on. We did the trainings, and the club will live another year.
Good.
So we Gucci. I have big plans for that once this
Yeah.
pandemic's over.
Yeah.
We need to disrupt things and have some fun.
Hey, Sean, are you gonna invite us to your wedding?
Oh, wow.
What?
Wow.
Brakes are
That
being pumped right now so hard. What were you actually asking there? I didn't hear the beginning of it. I just heard wedding and freaked out.
Are you gonna invite us all to your wedding?
Fuck no.
Why?
I'm kidding. You will all be invited.
Thank you, Alex.
What?
yeah, she's fucking
I love how you're being fair, though. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, sure.
she's
From
probably
Why not?
listening. She's probably listening right now, like, what?
Oh,
You
Look at
never
the
know.
time. We gotta go.
Yeah, it's pretty late, guys, you know? I mean,
Cut
2:30
that out.
AM?
Cut that out. I just invited all these people to come. Now we have 15 in the chat. Like, come on now.
Oh jeez.
I
Oh yeah, hell yeah. No.
don't know
Cool.
what
When I
But
get
yeah,
married, whenever I get married, I'll invite all of you as well. But you have to
Aw.
buy gifts.
Love to go.
Well,
I'd love to go to
Okay, you'll
Texas
get a
one
very
time.
nice gift card to Olive
you'll
Garden.
get the best fucking blender Walmart has to buy.
I'll get you some Brain Force Plus supplements.
Yeah, we get the
Lifetime supply.
Yes.
yeah, like,
Yes.
And
Support
Puppy Phil
local
will be
Texas
bringing his
business.
what up?
and Phil will be bringing his black girlfriend to my wedding.
I don't know, maybe he'll go to Bangkok. Maybe he'll get
Yeah,
one of those things.
I guess. I mean, that counts. Yeah.
gotta have that chocolate cake, goddamn it.
Phil can bring
German
his
chocolate.
chocolate cake, and I can bring my brown sugar.
And then we bring some of that Pocky stick.
Oh, we're fucked.
Oh, and something totally unrelated, but Shut Up and Dance is easily one of the best custom beat maps for Beat Saber. Highly recommended. I don't even know what
Beat
that is.
Saber.
Oh, you play Beat Saber? Is this a comment? Oh no, it's from Biogen. I also pissed about Beat Saber. I went over to my brother's house, like, oh, there's this cool game with lightsabers. Like, oh, cool. Do I get to like chop people up and shit? No, it's fucking Guitar Hero with like stupid baton. That was
Pretty
like one of the
much.
greatest bait and switches I've ever played. I thought you'd like beat people with a lightsaber, but you just play Guitar Hero with sticks.
Why is 2012 RNC trending?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they want like Mitt Romney, like, or was that Mitt Romney in 2012 or is that 2008? I forget.
That was Romney. That was
2012.
Romney.
Romney, that was 2012. Yeah.
God, he was one of the most disappointing people. Like, what do you, who wanted him, like, to really, like, who was like, oh, yeah, I'm a 100% supporter for him. No one gives a shit about that guy. Unless you're, like, a Mormon from like, Utah. Yeah, those are the only, like, fucking diehard voters because, like, oh, cool, we have a Mormon guy in here. Let's vote for him. Like, man, Mormons are an interesting religion, too. You ever look into that shit?
No, I haven't.
We were just talking about that earlier.
You ever see you gotta see the play The Book of Mormon. It's by the dudes who made South Park. Like I'm not a big play guy, but that shit's funny.
Yeah, it's a funny a funny play. Yeah, I don't know. Like I have friends that are Mormons and they're real nice and they're good people, but like but it's like you knew that Mitt Romney was only getting a niche market. Like you knew
Yeah.
that when he got his nomination, it was like Mormons, maybe some really conservative.
Evangelicals.
Yeah,
Just people who don't give a
maybe
shit.
probably not
Who will
even.
vote Republican.
I don't know if he even got like with the evangelicals. It's like because you get some of those evangelicals that are like Mormon. That's kind of extreme. I don't know. Like no, I mean, but I mean, the scene wasn't as bad as it is now. Like we've got a left, like we've got a Democratic Party that's gone crazy left and is literally threatening our fucking religion. Like is threatening religion in America. So I mean,
I have a question based off that right there. How involved do you guys believe that Bernie Sanders is involved? Like, I kind of feel like Biden is the Trojan horse, and like Bernie and his extremists are inside. Like, because I feel like he
I think
has when he talks about his
I think
platform and what
Bernie
he stands for.
I think Bernie's a Trojan horse too. I think there's
I
a
don't
lot.
think
There's
I don't think
Keep
Bernie's
in
doing
mind the
anything.
DNC literally rigged the primaries against the guy twice. I
yeah.
think he is. I don't even think he's honest or genuine like people always keep saying he is.
Yeah.
I I don't buy it. I think he I think right
He's
now
full of
he's
shit.
what
Well,
was that?
He's never had a real job. He's full of
Yeah.
shit. He's honestly, there's no like attack on anybody who's like a single mom or dad. Like he's been married before, right? But he had a kid to someone who he wasn't married to. And I'm not saying he cheated. I'm just saying that's those timeline. And now he's married now, but he doesn't have kids with people he's married with. It was like a girlfriend or something. Like he has a son that we don't really know about. And then like you try to look deeper into Bernie Sanders, it's really hard to find anything.
I am
I've
in the
been
top
looking.
1%. I am a socialist and I have 3 houses.
Yeah.
Biogen says Bernie gets the stick but never the carrot. They play him so he can rile up his supporters and try to steal from him under him over and over again. Kind of. Bernie was in on it. No, I don't know. Bernie's not really in on it. I mean,
Come on, Antifa is Bernie. That Tara Reid was a Bernie supporter. The whole what was it called? What is it? Birth projects. They got them on there saying that they
Project
would, if
Veritas,
Trump
yeah.
won again, yeah, they were burning cities down, and that's what's going on right now. And a lot of these
True.
profiles that were pro Bernie are the Black Lives Matter accounts. And back, not this election necessarily, but the Black Lives Matter supported Bernie Sanders. I think he's just more in the dark, in the shadows. I think he's a big piece of what's going on.
Well, speaking of shadows, Michael Cohen has a tell-all book, so we must believe every single word, and it's got a bunch of silly accusations and drama. But Michael Cohen says Trump hired a Fox Obama, that's a Fox Obama, so a Fox Obama, during White House
A
run.
faux Obama.
What was that?
A faux Obama. That's how that's pronounced.
Oh, really?
Yes.
First of all, I think this is hilarious. But second of all, read how silly this is how silly CNN writes. Before Donald Trump ever sought the Oval Office, he was preoccupied by its occupant, President Barack Obama, publicly questioning his birthplace and privately describing him as a quote Manchurian candidate. Oh, Trump's disdain for Obama was so extreme that he took his fixation a step further, according to Cohen. Trump hired a Fox Obama to participate in a video in which Trump ritualistically belittled the first black president and then fired him. They make it sound scary and bad and everything, like as if he wore blackface. I'm like, no, he hired a fucking actor.
Wait.
Like,
My question.
fired.
Did this Obama piss on him too?
Let's read further. I don't know. And it looks like they've got the video now. I was just playing it.
And Jason Potty, we're not bashing Mormons. We're like, they're good people. There's just like,
I'll bash Mormons if
look,
anybody doesn't like them.
I'm not bashing them. So like I was just saying for Mitt Romney, like there was no way he was going to get anything broader than Mormons.
Yeah,
and
no.
Maybe majority evangelicals.
No, here's
maybe
the
like,
thing. The problem is
and that was probably the majority of what he was, because he's not that good of a candidate. Like he wasn't that good of a candidate.
Here's an ice cream comparison.
And Bain Capital really fucked him over too. Well, his association with Bain Capital.
Well, no. Here's a comparison. Like, you're trying to go and do a contest. Let's say it's like the most popular ice cream flavor. Typically you'll have like a vanilla and a chocolate, maybe even like a strawberry. Okay, I can see that. But Mitt Romney, he was like a fucking tea berry. It's like it tastes like fucking Pepto-Bismol. Like some people love it. And I know this from my like time in the fucking ice cream industry. But most people, they taste tea berry, like it's very divisive. Not many people are gonna like even touch that shit.
And Mitt Romney was out there marching with Black Lives Matters.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm not gonna bash any Mormon or anything about Utah because I don't know about it. So like I'm just here talking with them. I don't know anything about Mormons, to be honest. But
well, here's the thing. Look, when I joke about bashing Mormons, I'm not going to bash people, and that's the thing. None of us here are bashing people. We're bashing a particular person, which is different from like just groups of people.
Nah, that religion's nuts.
Well, that was the second bit I was gonna say. Is we're also bashing the belief system, like with Islam. Look, I bash Islam all the time because it's a fucked up religion. I bash Mormonism because it's freaking weird.
Well, you think Islam's weird? Like, look at the Book of Mormon. Like, oh my god, you remember when we met the Mormons at Penn State?
Yeah, they're weird.
They have like special underpants and shit, and like if you read about like who's that, Joseph Smith or whatever, and he like claims that he found like the fucking like Moses tablets in his backyard, and like Moses or whatever, and like the Bible stuff happening in the United States, and like no, I'm pretty sure he doesn't say that.
Dude, that's the other thing. Mitt Romney, I remember so well. Mitt Romney wore the magic underpants too. And
that sounds like some shit from fucking Captain Underpants. Like, is that Mormon book? Is that like the secret about it? It's in a Mormon indoctrination book.
Well, didn't we ask those Mormons we met we asked them about it, remember? And they're like, yeah, it's pretty normal. And we're like, what?
Yeah, they were like getting offended because I was calling out their book. And like there's some weird stuff too, like apparently like back in the day there was a thing like in the original ones where, you know, the more wives you had, the more like higher in heaven or something you got up to, and then they, you know, to get Utah to state they had to ban the polygamy, so they kind of did away with that. Like apparently blacks weren't even allowed to be Mormon until like the 70s.
Well,
And that's the thing we're trying to say is like, look, you can be a Mormon and be a good person. That's fine, okay? That's great. If it works, great. But it's the religion has weird shit in it that turns the average person off. Like Christians don't wear magic on their pants.
And they don't ban you from drinking coffee. It's not even just alcohol. It's like, oh no, so you ban alcohol and coffee. It's like at least Islam, you know, they allow you to drink coffee. Like they're the people who like pretty much invented it.
so
We'll throw you off a fucking roof if you're gay, but yeah, you can have your coffee.
Pretty much.
So Manic's channel in the chat brings up a good point on the Whitfield Reports chat. He says in 2012, the RNC unseated delegates for Ron Paul, stealing the nomination from Ron Paul and giving it to Romney. Also,
No. Ron Paul didn't have anywhere near close delegates. Fake news. Ron
Is he or
Paul
Bernie
is
Sanders?
He's not even the Bernie Sanders. He had nowhere near close to the delegates.
He's still anyone would have been better than Mitt Romney, I think. Like
I
don't think.
I will say this. I would have voted for Ron Paul over Mitt Romney.
Bar's not that high. Mitt Romney was a shit candidate.
I'll be honest.
I admit I didn't vote. I was like, this is a shit election, man. Fuck this.
You didn't vote?
I didn't vote.
I didn't vote either.
Honestly, if you voted for McCain or Romney, I feel like we would be in the same predicament we're in now.
Honestly, Donald Trump got me to vote like that. I don't think I was really voting all that much. I don't think ever. Well, no, I think there was 2 elections that I voted for out before Trump. Like Trump got me to vote.
That's the power of him.
That's like he's just a different candidate. He was just like one of those guys. It's like, yeah. I mean, it was just he brought something different. Well, no, he brought different shit to the table.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you know,
I talked to a lady the other day door knocking that was a Democrat, and she still registered Democrat. She said, you know, I love Bill Clinton, but most politicians, she said, I wasn't happy with any of them, didn't care for any of them until Trump. It's because he is real. He's authentic. He's a businessman. He's politically incorrect, and he brought exciting change. But who is the person to comment about Ron Paul getting the election stolen from him or the nomination stolen from him? Who said that thing?
What's
Magic?
Is that somebody in the chat?
Yeah, in my chat.
Okay, I want them to look right here. This shows the delegates, okay? Mitt Romney had 1,575 delegates. Ron Paul wasn't even in second fucking place. Rick Santorum, who's a far-right religious conservative, got 245. And then Ron Paul, trailing way behind that, had 177. Even if he had gotten Newt's and Rick Santorum's, he would still be way, way far behind Romney. Not even at a third, I believe, of Romney's. It's like I hear this from these libertarians all the time, and it like triggers me. Like one we knew, from Penn State, I saw the screenshots, told us that Rand Paul would have won the 2016 election if Trump didn't run, which is the dumbest thing ever.
There's 22 people. It's a fucking Thunderdome.
It's like, what are these libertarians like? Grow up and get out of your like cuckoo land, like.
But guys, it's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and
almost 3 o'clock.
Oh yeah, my time is 2.
Different time.
All right.
So I have a question for everybody, you guys and the chat. Please answer. If
Sure.
you were to consider someone running for president in 2024, that's a conservative, who do you think would be the best choice?
Don Jr. No.
No,
Mike
I like
Pence.
Junior.
not Mike.
No,
No, not Mike Pence.
no.
Nope.
Why
Mm-mm.
not?
Nope.
He doesn't seem to have
He's
that backbone, and I was actually disappointed at first when Trump picked him.
I think
My
yeah, he
He's
picked
been the
him for
best vice
strategic
no,
reasons.
you need to be. No, he's a good vice president. I'm not sure I'd put him on the presidential ticket.
So who
I-
would
Yeah,
we put then?
what
divisive.
Exactly.
well, let me put it this way. I think Mike Pence would be a good president. Okay, I think he would be a good president, but as far as campaign wise, I think that Mike Pence is too much on the religious right for most people. At least
I tend to agree, but as a non-religious person, I would vote from 100%.
Yeah,
Well-
but he
well,
comes
yeah.
off as like,
But I
shocking
think
gay
a lot of
people.
people don't trust Mike Pence. A lot of people don't trust him. So I don't think that he will be elected as president. I feel like they don't trust him. I keep seeing it on the feed, like people trying to figure out what's up with Mike Pence. People don't trust Mike Pence like that. And then someone in the chat said Tim Scott. I can totally see a Tim Scott.
I do like that pick. I do like Tim Scott as a pick. I'm not sure. There's a little hesitancy, but I really like that pick.
Me
Here's the
too.
thing.
I like
Really,
I
The
like
person that runs in 2024 needs to continue the Trump MAGA movement. Who
well,
is the
Tim
most-
Tim Scott.
Yeah,
I don't
think
think
mean,
so.
but
Why
I
not?
don't
I
think
like-
so at all.
But-
He
I-
does
Why
not
not?
have wide enough name recognition.
Yep, that's where I was going.
yeah. I
Nobody
mean,
knows who he is except
Did Obama
Republicans.
really have name recognition before the,
No, but he had the
He did
media
not.
help him get that.
Well,
We do
the-
not
the-
have that.
But we would have to push Tim Scott. I mean, like he'll get the vote, the black vote, because when they realize he's actually the author of the second chance, then he's been getting attacked and called all these names because they don't realize he is actually the author, and then Trump signed off on it. And then Kanye and Kim get all the credit for the crime, the Second Chance Act, and honestly, Tim could be a great candidate for it. Oh, someone said Tim Scott with Rand Paul as a VP. I'm sorry, Rand
Rand's
Paul.
not gonna happen.
No, Rand
No.
Paul is Rand Paul is a little segment of the party that's dying. Rand Paul is the past. The future is populism and nationalism. It's people like Matt Gaetz, like Laura Loomer. I think Matt Gaetz will run 1 year. I don't think 24 is his time. He's too young. But Matt Gaetz is a future president. Tim Scott possibly,
Mhm.
but I don't see. I'll be honest. I don't see
I
anybody.
honestly, I
Could
can
we
see a Tim
have-
Scott. Hold on, I can see a Tim Scott and a Vernon Jones. I kind of think that Vernon Jones has been kind of pushing this power move because I think he wants more than where he's at. Because it benefits him to support Trump right now, because then he'll have the Trumpicans, and he'll be like, hey, I was awake during this time frame, and then it will also maybe help gain some Democrats to vote as well. So if maybe a Tim Scott and Vernon Jones ticket
Well,
might
here's
work
the thing.
out.
Here's the thing too. I think we could have another black horse thing like Trump, like someone who wasn't really into politics,
Yeah.
and they just sort of materialize.
Who
Yeah.
would that be though? That's very, very few people. Very few.
Yeah.
What if? No, he.
I don't
Who
think
would
there's
be-
anybody like
Here-
that right now.
Oh, someone said
except Mark
Alan
Cuban.
West, and I don't know who John James is, but that's what someone else had said.
John James is
Jason.
running for Senate in Michigan.
Yeah,
he
he's
has
not
a
e-
bright future, but
Yeah, he
is
is.
nowhere ready for presidential
Yeah.
time.
He,
He still needs to win a Senate race.
mm-hmm.
I don't think the Republicans. I think this is honestly what's going to
think-
happen, and I'm not saying this is what should happen, but I think this is what's going to happen. Is Republicans aren't going to have a big star in 2024 unless Pence runs, and you're going to end up with a Democrat president. I think it's very likely, given history, many other things, it's going to be a Democrat. It's probably
But
going to be.
people don't like Mike Pence like that though.
I think, but no, I
Yeah,
think I think people like
no,
Mike Pence a lot.
no,
I
not
totally
even close.
disagree.
That's not
You
what I've been
talk to
Well,
saying.
Trump supporters, they love Mike Pence a lot.
Because he's fucking tied to Trump.
Exactly, and that's why
But
he
that
would
does,
run.
But that's
that's the
not
problem.
that.
See, hold
Like you
on. See, that's
take
the problem the Democrats are having with they're tying Biden to Obama, and that's not
But
working.
yeah, but the problem
so
is Biden is a weak candidate, whereas Mike Pence is not.
so this could be like the way I see this because Sean does have a good point, and this just made me think of something. If Pence were to run, he could win, but here's the thing. I think that Pence would kind of be like George H.W. Bush all over again, because think about it this way, folks. Why did people vote I mean, I know that none of us were born in
Yep.
1889, but why did people vote for George H.W. Bush? It was because of Reagan, and Reagan ended the Cold War, right?
Well, Clinton was in between that though. So,
Well,
so why did they pick Bush Jr. then? Because Clinton was first after Reagan. Well, okay, hold on. There was Senior, and then it was Bill.
well, right, and that's it. I'm not talking about Clinton, okay? Forget about Clinton. I'm talking about why people voted for H.W. Bush though first. It was because of Reagan,
Dad.
and so
Right.
I think if anyone votes for, I think if Pence gets the nomination, that is the only way Pence would win. But again, that's a big if. If Pence were to run.
Here's the thing too, is that look, I personally am not like, and like I think when Trump first picked Pence, I was like, I was indifferent because Pence is farther right than I am, more religious than I am, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the country's kind of the same way. But as time went on, and I understand the strategic pick and it's really smart. As time went on, I've also grown to actually like the guy a lot more.
Yeah.
And while I think if Pence, let me put it this way, if Pence had never been vice president and ran 2024, he would lose. But if he does run
For sure.
2024, he's an automatic front runner
I
nomination locked in.
I
And it's
don't
only
know.
because of Trump. And look, Pence, I think, is a smart enough guy to know where the pulse of the country's at. He is more religious than I would take. So is Mitt Romney, and Mitt Romney won the nomination. I'm not saying Pence would win the general. He probably would, maybe. I don't know, actually. I really don't know, actually. But he would win the nomination. If we could get Mitt fucking Romney to get the nomination, we could get Mike Pence the nomination.
I think there's a good chance it's within the Trump family.
Yeah, I
No,
honestly think if it's
No.
Junior,
no.
I
I'll
do.
tell
I
you
think
why.
it's Junior.
No,
People
you
don't like.
actually, interestingly enough, Junior, according to Mike Cernovich, has no interest in running for
Mhm.
president at all.
Mhm.
We'll see
I
if
don't
that's
think that's
true.
true.
Yeah.
This is why I don't think it's true.
Yeah, but
Because
that's Mike
all these
Cernovich
people
I mean,
saying
look,
that.
Donald Trump didn't want to run for president, but
Yeah,
he
he
felt
did.
like
Yeah, he did. He did it
well,
actually once before, too. He had made it quite clear in 2012, too, he was thinking about running. That Roger Stone had been with him for years, pushing him to run, and they'd been talking about that has been I remember even in 2012 when we thought he was gonna run and we were hoping for it. Trump had the eye on the prize for a while. Don Jr., I can't read it. He
Mhm.
could, he might not, but Cernovich says no. And
Sean, have you listened
trust
to or
Cernovich.
read his book Triggered? Have you listened to Triggered or watched it?
Ooh,
I mean, read
not
it.
yet.
That might be the reason why you don't think he would run. Because it sounds to me like he didn't say he would run, but all these books he's putting out, I'm kind of thinking like there's kind of a setup, like he's pulling it up so he can run. Because people like kind of like talking about, oh, I want Ivanka to run, but like Junior,
No.
people are chanting his name for
Yeah.
2024 in the rallies.
I think
I-
So
2024 would
eat
be
it
a
up.
bit too soon for him because he doesn't really have like Trump built his business, and so that gives him a strong backing credentials to run without political experience. Don Jr. inherited it. I mean, I'm not saying it to degrade him or anything because he's amazing. I love the guy, but he's a patriot. But he didn't build what Trump has. So he doesn't have this strong credibility of an outsider just yet. It's just he needs a little something else. And I don't know what that would be, but he needs a little something else to prove he is a strong businessman. Because a lot of people just see him as the son of Trump that kind of inherited what his dad has. Trump
But
is the
he's stronger
builder.
on 2A though. That's another reason why people love him. He's stronger on 2A, like the bump stocks and stuff. Like he is way more like more
He is
to
more
he's
pro
more
gun, yeah.
yes. So I think that will also help him win. And then, Trump has his family all helping him and backing him up. So would Junior. So people are gonna assume and think this will be the same team.
Yeah, and I think, look, I know Don Jr. has thought about running for president. There's no way he hasn't. But will he do it? I don't know. I really don't know. I really can't read it. And Kimberly making moves and being his girlfriend, she might see some potential in him too becoming a president. I don't know.
I did not
But
realize that she was the ex-wife of Gavin Newsom.
that's
That
so
kind of throws me
true.
off.
Well,
That threw me off. I don't know. I don't know. Like I understand people can change their minds, but I just feel like I can't trust anybody who came over there. I don't know. Don Jr. I'm not saying you should break up with her, but like it's kind of like a little red flag. That's it for me.
Second.
here's what I think matters the most for who are on 2024. What is Trump's legacy gonna look like? Is he gonna
Dude,
be remembered as a good
okay,
president, or are people gonna want to disassociate with him?
go.
Oh,
And I don't
they
think
want
Well,
we.
more.
going
I
back.
don't know yet. We don't know that yet.
No,
Okay,
they want more. They want more. The base is so fired up right now.
Right
They want
now,
so if
4
I
more
say
and
four
8
years
more
if I
in
years.
say
July.
this, who's going to disagree with me? Okay, this RNC. First off, the RNC was a wild success, but I have to say that Kimberly Guilfoyle speech that might have been the most cringe moment of the
It
fucking
was very
RNC.
cringe. It was
Huh?
cringe. It was
Yeah.
just like
It
she was
was
at a rally.
it was pretty
It was like she
cringe.
was at a rally, but it wasn't a rally
I mean, it
environment.
was bad. I was
It
like,
wasn't. It
no
wasn't good.
fucking way.
I didn't. The only thing I saw was the memes from it, and I was like, oh
It was
boy.
bad. It was
It
bad. Like,
wasn't. It was
Ti-
bad.
I mean, it. Thankfully, the Republicans, every Republican after that, pretty much nailed it the rest of the way. But like, yeah, that was
I
bad.
just
It
think
was
she's
bad.
used to like the rally environment and her yelling and stuff. That would have worked perfectly for a rally, but it was just not perfect for
But
the
she was kind of
setting.
off. Like she was kind of off in the like when she spoke at Penn State too. Like there was something off about yeah, like her when she was speaking at Penn State. There wasn't like I like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was good. Donald Trump Jr. was good, and I was like, there was
You
something
know what?
off.
I can see Charlie Kirk being Donald Trump Jr.'s VP.
No,
Like I can see.
no, 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 no,
Oh
no,
man,
You
no.
would get
I can.
so
I feel like Charlie Kirk has been more so going towards the kind of like the religious
I
side. I've been watching his videos. Like on Sundays, he has like
I
these
would
little
take
shows.
well,
Jared Kushner over Charlie Kirk, and I don't like
I
Jared Kushner.
know, but I think he
Let's
would
be
be
real.
a good VIP pick for Junior.
well, Charlie. I mean, the reason I think he's going more religious is because I think he feels because look, Charlie, I think is trying to kind of ride where the party's going, and I know Milo and a few other people are saying that there's going to be sort of a religious resurrection in the party, and I think that's kind of true. We'll see about that.
Charlie's
But
all. Let's face it, though. Too, Charlie is also trying to clean up his image
yes.
as kind of a frat boy too. So
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say he's trying to clean up his image of not being hip with whatever's hip in conservative world now. But one thing I'll mention too is
oops, did I spill some?
Some tea.
some
Yeah.
tea. Ooh, see, he does kind of gives me some Friday vibes. You know, teasing.
I
I
don't know. He
What
seems.
do you guys think about Ivanka and Candace Owens' ticket?
So
No, that's
Candace
not
would
gonna
need
happen.
certain. Yeah,
mean-
Candace is
I mean,
gonna run for probably some like
Ivanka
congressional
could be-
seat.
Ivanka's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. She may be one of the most amazing women ever, but like,
Hmm.
like they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna go after Jared Kushner hard. They're already going after him because with being part of Trump's, like advisory group, and like if he was if he was the
Hold on, is that Ivanka's husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
that would be really not like I don't know how the public would take that one.
Well, here
Well,
I
the
found something that's from
the J-
That'd be one where Jared Kushner might basically drag Ivanka down.
yeah. Well, if Ivanka ran and Jared Kushner were involved, and I hate to say this, but the JQ people would come out of the fucking woodwork if Ivanka ran. So.
I don't think she'd run. I think she has some aspirations, but I don't know what they are. Candace,
Yeah.
I think, will definitely run for some sort of public office at like a congressional seat or something. Depending on where it is, she could easily win it. But we'll see. I will say, to back up what I'm talking about, and take this with a grain of salt, just again, but it is for food for thought. In what was last month was August 14th, 2020 article from Newsweek. Mike Pence leads Donald Trump Jr. by 14 points in 2024 Republican primary poll. Like I said, take it with a
What do
grain of
you
salt because
mean?
it means what was that?
What does that mean?
Or they did a poll among 2024 potential Republican candidates for a primary, and they found that people's had Mike Pence had a 14-point lead over Don Jr. in the poll. 31% Republican response said that Pence would be their first choice in the 2024 race.
Fake
17%.
news.
17% said they'd choose a president's son. But like I said, this means nothing because it's not 2024 yet, so a lot can
Mhm.
change.
And it's a poll.
But
It doesn't
it
mean
is a
shit.
poll. But look, I think people like Mike, and he would be the strongest contender coming out of Trump. To double year of 8 years to run for president. I keep hearing people prop up Nikki Haley, which I think is the dumbest fucking idea
Yeah,
ever.
no, yeah.
Nobody actually likes her. She is a neocon, and she was a never Trumper until she had to support Trump.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, you guys, I want to point this out too. I was going to say this earlier, but I couldn't remember what I was going to tell you guys. These people who are walking away from from the Republican Party and going to the Democratic Party, I think there's a lot of factors involved in that. But I think one of the main factors is they will not be reelected as a Republican because people are they support Trump so much. That's another sign people just think about. These rhinos know that they have not been, answering to people who voted for them and doing something different. So they know they're not going to get reelected. So they're going to go to the Democratic Party, right? So I feel like that's kind of why there's more of like a small percentage of the rhinos going to the Democratic Party, is because they know that they're not going to get reelected because they're rhinos.
Oh yeah, it's like Justin Amash flee the scene. All these people flee it because they know, yeah, you're fucked now. Like Amash, I remember, was like when after he voted to impeach Trump, or even before that, when he was like talking about it or saying it should be, dude, he plummeted, and
Not
everybody started to hate him.
not even the libertarians want anything to have to do with him now, and that should tell you something.
Well, actually, I know some libertarians actually donated to his campaign before he even dropped out.
Dang.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Get a refund. Get a refund.
Of course.
No refunds from
But-
Mr.
But anyway, guys, it is 3 a.m. here, so do you guys think
Yeah,
we
so
should?
maybe we should wrap it up.
Yep.
Sean's a king.
So.
Yes, that's a good idea. We should wrap it up. Is like comments or Milo for press secretary 2024? We can only dream.
Yeah.
Candace would be press secretary. Yeah. I love how people always think these things will actually happen. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
wish, but no. I mean, I think what people also need to forget, well, this is the last thing I'll say, is that when you get into politics, you very quickly realize, I don't want to run for public office. That is the worst, absolute dumbest fucking thing possible.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of these people that are for real to do it, either they do love the fun ride of it, or they're just doing it out of obligation. That's what
Yeah.
I think. But that's all for tonight. If you want to follow Donnie on Twitter, it's at, I actually forget what the handle is now.
Donnie
I'll
the
let you-
Dawn.
It is best that
DONI
I know.
the Dawn.
And if you want to follow Sam Whitfield on Twitter, you go to at Sam_WGC. Did I get that right?
At SamW_NDC. So
And there we go.
stands for Next Gen Conservative. That's what NGC stands for. So
Okay, cool. And Phil, are you at Pluffy Phil still?
I am still at Pluffy Phil.
I miss Dictator Phil.
Second.
Yeah. We might might whip it
spoken.
out. We might whip
Ooh.
out Dictator Phil here in a little bit. It's quite possible.
Let's whip out
Well,
Dictator.
It is
Alex
it is
floating
entirely
shadows.
possible. So
Mhm.
it is entirely possible that Dictator Phil might come back. It is.
that would be amazing.
That is
Hashtag bring back Dictator Phil.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, again, that's it, guys. Have a nice night and enjoy your Labor Day weekend. And don't do anything stupid and catch the Wu flu. So remember, wash your hands.
Later, Gators.
God
Bye. Love you
freedom,
guys.
legacy in that order, and God bless, folks.
God bless America.
Wash your hands, America.